I know you said a great space. You are eligible for an extension this summer. If they offer it, would you be willing to accept it?
Can you repeat the question?
You're eligible for an extension this summer. If they offered you an extension, would you be willing to accept it?
Of course. Of course.
Why is this,
I wouldn't be able to sign it fast enough.
Why is this?
Dude, it's. Hello, everyone.
Take it away, dude. Fucking bullshit.
We back. Hall of Flame. Let's start with the real ones. S. Ambush, the legend. Where you went? Sorry if the audio and video quality is booty. We're both at transitional points in our lives. So also my folders fell down because I'm trash. I'm a trash human.
Better
so
than me, dude. I didn't even hang mine up.
Next level. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna try to get back on a regular schedule. I guess I don't know. Where do you want to start? I mean, right now the Bucks are up by about 50,000 points on the Bulls, about to close out that series. I think we got to talk playoff basketball, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to apologize. This will probably end up being a short episode because I'm a fucking moron. So what happened was
What happened was
we a little behind the scenes stuff. My wife and I are moving. We were picking up some last second stuff from Home Depot before Bailey and I were set to record. And coming home, I couldn't find my fucking laptop charger. Amidst all the moving and stuff. So, and I know you're like this, bro, but like, do you ever have those times where you like, it's something small, but it's like when we were at Home Depot, my phone died because I was going to text you like, hey, babe, I'm like 5 minutes late. Of course, my phone's dead. I believe Madison texted you. Like that was already like making me frustrated because I like to be on time.
One stressor.
Yeah, this is important to me to do this and not leave you hanging and like to be prompt and respectful of your time because you have a lot of shit going on and we're in 2 different time zones. And so like that was already frustrating me. And then we get to the house. I'm like, okay, I'm going straight to the laptop. Let's get cracking. It was like 8. It was like 8:10, 8:15. My phone was still dead, so I had plugged that in the wall. So I was like looking out for my charger, could not find it anywhere. And it was one of those times where it's like these little, like 3 or 4 little things add up. And I just literally wanted to take a baseball bat and break everything in this house. I literally just wanted to take my laptop, break that. I wanted to hit every piece of fragile stuff that we have. I wanted to.
Those are the worst effing times too. Just like you said, it's one thing to have one big problem to be able to tackle, but to have all these little ticky tack things where it's just like every little thing goes wrong. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, especially too, it's been at this point, it's been like it feels like weeks of this where it's like, oh, where's this at? Oh, I don't fucking know. I got to go look for 20 minutes to find a bar of soap.
Yeah,
and it's just like.
That's why I just took a month-long hiatus from the bitch. I was like, there ain't no way this is happening.
That's probably better. I'm the one who's freaking torpedoing our quality with my effing
no, not at all.
Lateness. Not at all. So my apologies to you, especially, and
not at all.
In addition to as well as the viewers. But let's talk about some.
Yeah, I'm just happy we recording and talking hoops again, dude.
Yeah. My fault.
No, don't even worry about it. I don't know. Do you just want to? I guess we probably haven't talked any playoff basketball on the pod, right?
None.
Because the last we talked was like middle of the play-ins, right?
Yeah. We didn't even talk about any of the play-in stuff, really.
Yeah. So do you want to? I guess do you just want to go down the brackets, kind of give our thoughts on each series?
Yeah.
I guess do you want to start Heat Hawks Eastern Conference 1-8 matchup?
Yeah. Let's talk about Trae Young being exposed.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. I mean. Seems like, the Heat, a team perfectly equipped to just like if the engine of your offense is going to be a 6 foot tall guard, I don't know if there's a team more equipped to just totally shut that down than the Heat.
Yeah.
It was, and I'm not trying to just make excuses for Trae Young. Like there's no excuse. I think he had more turnovers than made field goals.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's like embarrassing. But I mean, I feel like the Heat are like the team that nobody's talking about as a real contender. It's like, oh, they're the 1 seed. They took care of business, no sweat. Like they might be like a sleeper pick, I feel like, to come out of the East, but who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy to say the
as a 1 seed. Yeah. So I don't know if you had any thoughts on that. I'll be honest, this series the games became a little bit skippable for me.
Yeah,
I was like, I want to focus on other games, and especially with the Capella injury. where he missed a little bit of time. It was just like, I don't know. It wasn't a very engaging series for me. I will say DeAndre Hunter kind of
He
emerging as
showed out
like
in Game 5. Yeah.
yeah, he was emerging as like the 1A option on the Hawks when Trae Young couldn't get anything going. So I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any
I
thoughts
was-
on that series?
Yeah, I'm about to go full on sensationalized ESPN media. But what do you think? Like this series, do you think we can extrapolate anything from the series about Trae Young moving forward, and like just the way he plays basketball, his skill set, his frame, and what that means for like the Atlanta Hawks playoff prospects if he's in fact the best player on the team? I mean, I guess the lazy comparisons like Steph Curry and like early on Steph Curry, like Steph's career. It's not like he added a ton of muscle, but he obviously got stronger.
Well, and he also had a bigger
And-
frame, just generally speaking.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that like this is like kind of an ominous sign of like Trae Young being the best player on like championship contender?
I mean, this is what we love about the game, right? It's like you have this guy who is single-handedly makes your team have a top 5 offense in the league.
Yeah, he's
what
literally
did-
single-handed.
What did he have? He led the league in total points and total dimes this year.
Yeah.
And I know that's not really how we measure things, but still a cool
Well, still,
accomplishment for him.
I always think about Nate Archibald, like that's always the one they always say is like, oh, he averaged
Mhm.
he led the league in points per game and assists per game, but like that's pretty much. I think this is still I think Trae Young is the first person to do it with totals since then as
Yeah.
well. So it's just as much of an accomplishment. It feels like.
Yeah, it's such a double-edged sword with him because it's like, okay, on one hand, you get a guaranteed elite offense. And I mean, this is him at, what is he, 4 years in the league now?
I think so.
Like, he's not even at his apex as like, because he still has work to do, like picking his spots, getting guys involved. And I know he's a great passer, but, racking up dimes and being like an elite distributor, like Chris Paul, like there's a difference between those two things. And not like Trae Young's well on his way to being an elite distributor if you don't already classify him as that, but there's just room for improvement on that end of the ball, which is crazy to me. But it just sucks because it's a catch-22 because like you have to build like the reason the Steph Curry stuff worked is like, yeah, one, he grew into his body, he became a better defender, but two, like they surrounded him with elite defenders. Like, during the prime of kind of that Warriors run, it was like they'd have like 3 borderline all NBA level defenders on the court next to him.
3.
Like,
There was a time where they would have KD,
4.
Draymond, Iguodala, and Clay.
Yeah. I mean, you could make I was thinking like Kevin Durant's borderline for me.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's like it just your margin for error on the other end gets a lot smaller with a player like Trae, and it's smaller than it even was for Steph Curry. So I don't know. I mean, like, I think
Especially when you're playing with like Bogdanovich and Gallinari, it's like, yeah, you don't have as much. But I mean, the kind of the weird. I'm not, I fully expect Trae Young to be hunted like any other small point guard in the playoffs who isn't like a superb defender.
Mhm.
But the thing that's more kind of concerning to me is just the offense and how. I don't want to say it's easy because it's not easy to shut down a player like Trae Young, but I was interested at how effective the Heat were in shutting down Trae Young and how complete and encompassing the just like shutting him down was. He was literally locked down.
Yeah, I mean, they totally negated
Took him out of
everything
his
he
rhythm
could
and
do,
everything.
which, I mean, like, I guess I lean more on the side of like, hey, give the Heat credit, give them credit where credit's due, because like, it's not to say Trae Young's game is like unassailable on offense. Like, he needs to find a way to be effective in the playoffs when the defense and the physicality is ramped up. But like, he's shown that he can be a really effective player in the postseason.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, and then like, I don't know if you saw that report about he had that shot that could have sent the game into overtime in Game 5 when they got eliminated, and Nate McMillan was drawing up a play for him, and he wasn't even in the huddle. So I almost think
What's up with that?
I don't know if it was frustration of the way he was playing, frustration the way the series was going, chemistry concerns with the Hawks. Like, only time will tell on that front. But I don't know. I guess I lean more towards like give the Heat credit, give Spo credit for just like totally being able to shut him down because, and like the other thing, I know we talked about it off the pod before, but it's just like when Capella goes down, that lob threat come down the middle of the floor for them is a major foundation of their offense.
Mage.
And when you take that away, it's just like I don't know, especially in the playoffs, that's like one of their bread and butter things. So it's like, not to say John Collins can't be that lob threat, but it's a different dynamic with Capella out there on both ends of the floor. So him getting that nasty leg injury, and I think game 1 and missing the next 2 games, coming back still, recovering from that hyperextended leg. It was just, I don't know, it felt like bad luck. And I think, like, I guess, again, I'm just a Trae Young homer, but it's like, I think there might be some overreactions to the Hawks because of how poorly they did compared to last year. But, I think they also ran into some bad luck too.
I think it's the other way around. I think last year was an overreaction to who they actually are. I don't think it's like.
Yeah, the truth is maybe somewhere in between.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd say this is the Hawks. Like,
This
I
is
understand. I understand that they caught some bad breaks with like injury luck with John Collins and Capella, but like, they're not a conference finals team. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Nets are coherent, which, I expect them to be at some point, Milwaukee, Chicago's on the rise, Boston, Miami, Toronto, Philly, like the Hawks literally are not a conference final team.
Yeah. And like last year was such a weird playoff run because like all those injuries to a lot of the best teams. So it's like, not to mention, like, if we're going to talk about teams that way overperformed what they actually were, the Knicks getting to the conference semis last year, or no, that was the first.
Knicks making the playoffs.
Was that the first
Well,
round?
they got knocked out in the first round, right? They got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I'd be interested to go back and really look at how Trae Young did in that series last year against the Bucks, because I think that went to like 6. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think they're as good as that, but I don't think they're as bad as this. Yeah, I mean, they took that series to 6, and Trae Young only played in 4 games. He played pretty well, so I don't know.
Do you think the Hawks are a perennial 50-win team and
I think
potential
they
second-round playoff team?
I think their destiny with Trae Young, I think his peak is going to be they could be a gangbusters regular season team that's never truly a contender. Like I think their peak around Trae Young is like a 50-win team, perennial playoff team. But
that's a hard statement to make, though, because like, yeah, their peak with this team might be 50 wins, but if they added somebody really fucking stellar, like they could be a 55, 60-win team.
Well, just think, because they have a lot of their picks too. So it's like if they package some picks, Bogdanovich, find a player in the draft, and like they revamp with like a more defensive, all-world defense around Trae Young, like who knows what their ceiling could be, but you got to jump through a lot of hoops to get there.
All right, well, how about this, dude? We could begin the wagering early for next season.
No, I will not bet on the Hawks ever again, nor will I bet on
Terrence Ross. Fine, just a brotherly bet. If you had to bet on the Hawks winning 50, if Vegas set the odds at 49.5 for the over-under win total for the Hawks, what would you say?
As currently constructed, I'd take the under. Okay. But I don't think they'd have to do a lot to convince me. They'd have to make a couple moves if they have and I have faith in Travis Schlenk in that front office. But again, also too, there's chemistry concerns because that and there was chemistry concerns in the past with this team. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do in their offseason, because it almost feels like expectations were higher for them, as opposed to just getting the gentleman's sweep as an 8 seed. So we'll see. You want to keep it moving down to probably the most talked about series, the 2-7 matchup in the East.
Yeah, take it away.
No, I led the charge on the Hawks heat. You let me get my Trae Young chat in, so I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, this, like you mentioned, this is one of the most talked about series, but I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I could not be happier with the Nets getting swept. And them just being embarrassed, and the discourse around Ben Simmons. And I will say the hater in me wants to see a little bit more negativity towards Kevin Durant and the lack of punch. There's one thing to be shut down by, I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Everybody's talking about, the LeBron fans are like, he better get talked about with this series, like
Keep
LeBron
the
got
same
talked about
energy.
with the 2011 finals. But it's like getting beat like this in the first round is different than getting beat like that in the finals. And
For sure.
because you're literally playing the team that is the champions, and time will tell if Boston ends up being the champions. But to go out without even winning a game, like the Heat lost. The Heat were up 2-1 in that series and had a good chance to go up 3-1, and they choked it away. And LeBron had a couple of really bad games by his standards.
Sure.
But Kevin Durant, they didn't pick up a game. Like that's
Yeah.
tough in the first round. They didn't I'd like to see the list of all-time greats who got swept in the first round.
Right. Yeah. Especially with and I hate that people still reference this stuff as I'm going to do it right now, making me the most hypocritical motherfucker on planet Earth. But they were the preseason favorites to win the title. They were the favorites to win the title in March. So to get swept in the first round and you're supposed to be undisputed, the best player in the world, it's just I'm sorry, but that to me, maybe LeBron's individual performance was worse in the finals. But if you look at that entire season as a whole for him, I don't see how you could ever make an argument that Kevin Durant wasn't more disappointing and this Nets team wasn't more disappointing. Because like you said, there's levels to this stuff. Swept in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That is that should be the ultimate black mark on a record. I mean, and not to but LeBron missed the playoffs this year too. So it's that's also a pretty huge black mark.
No, but at the end of the day, people look down less on missing the playoffs than losing in the finals, which is horse shit. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's
the
most toxic discourse because the rings culture, the 6-0 culture, and just the way people use that as a prism to look at the game. It's just what are we doing here? But from a basketball perspective, this Celtics team, I mean, they got it humming on all cylinders at the exact right time. Tatum's looking
well, one second
beater.
Before we praise the Celtics, I want to shit on one more thing about the Nets, and that's Goran Dragic. When he was on Toronto, and he basically pulled David Dahl. It's I don't feel like playing for this team.
I want to go play for a team that's got a real shot.
Yeah, and so I'm so glad to see him get his comeuppance. And I don't think there's one player on the Nets team that I care to see succeed at this point. Blake's the hardest one to see lose, just because I don't really have anything against Blake, and he went there with aspirations. And
Nick Claxton, Bruce Brown, but
I mean, this Nets team before they trade. Well, I'd argue Ben Simmons
intensely dislikable.
Yeah,
intensely dislikable.
The quantity of players and the quality of hate I have for those players, if you multiply those together, it's reaching Warriors level, peak Warriors level. Not quite
over
there.
9,000.
But yeah, I mean, it'd be 8,999, just because I don't think that Warriors team will ever be surpassed when KD went there.
That's fair.
Anyway, let's talk about the Celtics, because they deserve more praise here, because they are well coached. They're well-oiled. They look like a juggernaut at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's I hate to be the recency bias guy, but it's this Celtics team looks like how people were talking about the Suns, as just a foregone conclusion that they're going to be in the finals. It's just it just blows my mind. And they did a lot of their damage in this series without arguably their best defender, which I know that sounds stupid because they have the defensive player of the year. They also have a guy who shut down Kevin Durant multiple times, but Robert Williams, when he's on the floor, he impacts the game on defense in a way that very few guys can. And it's they bodied this. Granted, they were close games. It was an incredibly entertaining series. One of the closest 4-0 sweeps you're ever going to see. But I mean, Robert Williams is coming back from a serious injury, and I think he only played 15, 20 minutes in the series. It's he's, one of their best players. So I don't know. It just blows my mind, this Celtics team. And I know we've talked about it before off the pod, but for them to be looking this good now after they've let so many assets walk without getting any real return for those assets, when you go back to Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Kemba, those types of guys that just kind of, I mean, max contracts just leaving with no real replacement for them to be this good. I mean, it's a credit to the players. It's a credit to Ime Udoka, credit to Brad Stevens taking a step back. Whoever got through to Marcus Smart and be like, hey, you're a point guard and you're a lockdown point of attack defender. I mean,
I would say, though, that he's been kind of trending in that direction even when Brad Stevens was a coach. Like, he's been moving into more of a facilitation. I mean, he's always been like a defensive stalwart,
of course,
but like
the defense.
I mean, I don't know. He's still like chucks threes, and he's still like, I don't know.
But
I feel like Marcus Smart is still being Marcus Smart. From like
but it's like it feels like contained a little bit more than like because before, like I forget which game it was. It was game one when Tatum hit that spinning layup at the buzzer to steal game one.
Yeah,
it was like
Marcus Smart would have shot that three in the past.
Well, it was the antithesis of Celtics basketball the last few years because, like, at first Jaylen Brown had the ball,
they almost
and you were just like, he's ISOing
to the buzzer right now.
Yeah, and it's just like in the past, it was like whoever got the ball with like 10 seconds left, they were just going to ISO and take the shot because there was a lot of like ISO ball, me ball, you know, and to see them, I mean, that was like almost poetic in a way. To see
that was nice.
Jaylen Brown make his move, get, you know,
the three chuckers sharing the ball in one possession.
Yeah. And of course it ends with Tatum at, you know, at the rim. KD falls asleep on defense, but not to just throw in more salt in the wound for KD.
Good, please,
but
please.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it feels like a magical season for this Celtics team. So if I were a betting man, I would put it all on
the green.
And I hate that because they're one of my bottom 5 franchises. I literally hate everything about them, but I don't know. It feels like a special team, a special year for them. So
let me ask you this: if it was a pie chart on the difference between the Celtics from last year and this year, if the pie chart was players taking the leap / settling better into their roles and Ime Udoka over Brad Stevens, how would you allocate that pie chart between those two things?
Dude, I honestly think, and I guess I would lean towards putting this on Ime Udoka and the players, but they're buying into a system. They move the fucking ball. They are a very unselfish team.
So you'd say I guess that's hard to tell then. Is it players buying into the system? So it must be Ime Udoka.
Yeah, I guess I would put a huge chunk of it on Ime Udoka. And it's crazy because like first, I mean, before they went on, because they were like, what, like threatening to be in the play-in until the last 3-4 months. And then they went on that crazy tear where their defense was locked in. Guys started playing less selfishly. And it's like, I mean, you just got to be hot at the right time. But it's like, this ain't no fluke. I mean, they've been hot for like 3-4 months now. They've looked like best or second best team in basketball. So I don't know. I'd put a lot of the credit on Ime Udoka's shoulders. What about you? Same question back at you.
Yeah, I think so. I think just like because I feel like there's been incremental growth from players, like some more than others. Like Robert Williams definitely seems to have kind of taken a step forward. Jason Tatum continues to ascend, but like it seems, like you said, just more about players buying into the system more so than just some like exponential growth of talent and ability.
See, this is the type of stuff, man. It's like, this is the detail I want to know. Like,
I
want every season to have a book written about it where it's like,
right.
at this point is when, Ime, like, I don't know. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Well, here, I pulled it up on January 21st. They lost to the Blazers and they were 23-24. So 47 games into the season, they had a losing record.
Wow.
And then now, obviously, they ended up 51-31. They were, like you said, they went on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak. They won a bunch of games. They had
just no turning back after that.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally they closed out the season like 28-7 or something after that. Would have been something along those lines.
1, 2, 3. They lost 4 games in between February 24th and April 6th.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was. I'll be honest. That was the stretch during the move where I wasn't paying as much attention to b-ball. So it was like I would just hear about how the Celtics were doing, but I didn't get to watch them a ton. So a lot of this, progress could have been incremental over the season, but to me, it feels pretty jarring just because my whatever. I don't know. Do you want to move on to the Bucks Bulls? I mean, that series just concluded tonight.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot to say on this series. This was the most skippable, even with the Middleton injury. I know there was a couple games where the Bulls had a chance and kind of let the game slip through their fingers, but I don't know. Not much to say on this one, in my opinion.
It's interesting to me because the Bulls were almost like the opposite of the Celtics in a way, where I just pulled up their
Oh yeah, they started out real hot.
year. Yeah, they were. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find a good kind of middle point here. They were 39 and 20. They were 39 and 21 on a 6-game win streak towards the end of February, and then the wheels literally fell off the end of the season. They ended up going 7 and 15 over the last couple months. And yeah, I mean, now we can see where they're at now. I don't know. I mean, they obviously have dealt with their fair share of injuries this year and during the series even, but I mean, even before like the decimation of injuries, like you could just tell that it wasn't what it was looking like in the first half of the season.
Well, yeah, it'd be interested to see, because it seems like they really lost a lot of the wind that was behind their sails when Caruso and Lonzo went down. They eventually got Caruso back, but it just seemed like they could never recapture kind of that momentum that they had prior.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows, if maybe Lonzo and Caruso are healthy all season, they go in with more momentum, a little more confidence, and they can. But I mean, even then, it goes to their record against the top teams was terrible all year. It's like they were just pretenders.
Yeah,
it
was kind of we were kind of felt like sniffing that out for a while. Yeah, it's like they weren't beating. I mean, they were winning games they should have won, but they weren't, putting the fear of God in good teams.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like this team is good. Their ceiling is like a second round exit, which it hurts to say that because I like DeMar, I like Zach LaVine, I like all their players a lot, but it's just, I don't know. I hope Bulls fans feel fulfilled and excited for next season, but kind of a sad way for them to go out on the year, because there was a time where they had a lot of hope, a lot like the Cavs did. Cavs missed the playoffs. It's just like,
you and I called that shit too, dude. We're like, this is gonna be so sad when the Cavs miss the playoffs.
Right? Sure enough.
But I think while we're on the Bucks and Bulls, I think we just need to talk about Giannis, because there can never be enough praise heaped on him. Through the first 4 games, I don't have the stats, but now this game 5, this closeout game.
He was playing big tonight. I think he was like 35.
Okay.
33 and 9. Prior
to tonight, he was averaging 28, 15, 7, 1 and 2, 1 steal and 2 blocks for the series, shooting 53%. His offensive rating 115, his defensive rating 92. So I mean, it's just classic Giannis, dude. He's literally the most dependable player, I feel like, at this point in the league when it comes to performance. Like him and Jokic are the 2 most dependable players.
Seriously. Well, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, we do all these thought exercises of is LeBron still the best? Is KD the best? Is Jokic? Is it Embiid? And it's like, I don't know. The more I think about it, it's just like Giannis has been that dude. He is that dude. He's going to be that dude for at least a few more years. Like you said, there's not many players that are as dependable as him on both ends of the floor. He's the engine that makes the team go. He continues to improve every year in different ways, little things on the margin, as his free throw shooting continues to get better. It's just he's getting to the point where he has very, very few weaknesses, and he allows any team to play, as versatile as they want. It's I don't know, man. He's not the MVP, but he's probably the most valuable player in the league.
He's in that LeBron category now.
Yeah,
it's just he deserves it probably every year, but it's just they're going to find ways to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, that voter fatigue and stuff. And plus on top of that, he's like LeBron in a way, but he's also loyal to the soil, dude. He made his choice to stay in Milwaukee and do things the right way. And we'll see if, in doing that, you kind of hamstring yourself. It seems like in the modern day and age where these other teams, just because you're not loading up through free agency and crazy blockbuster trades, other teams will. So it kind of who knows what the ring chase is going to end up looking like for Giannis, but I don't know, man. He's an incredible player. He projects to be like a top 10 player all time for my money. I think he's well within that conversation.
And I'm glad you brought that up because it's just so, I know we talk about it all the time, but it's so nice to see the real contenders right now. You look at Boston, homegrown talent, signings on the margins. You look at Milwaukee, homegrown talent. I mean, Drew Holiday, it was obviously
your third best player, second best player.
Yeah. Golden State, all homegrown except like Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Phoenix, all homegrown except
CP3, who was a distressed asset at one point.
Yeah. And so it's like you don't see, or like at least this year, I'm leaving out teams too as well, I feel like, but you see
even the Heat, a lot of their guys are homegrown. Like, Jimmy Butler, but like outside of that, I mean, they got Kyle Lowry, but even he's not, I wouldn't even say he's been their third or fourth best player this year.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just so refreshing to see. It's not just like, I mean, I hate to say this because I'm a LeBron fan and you are, but it's like, it's not Cavs Warriors.
This is better for basketball than if it was a Lakers Nets finals this year. Like,
fuck
that. Who wants to see that?
Yeah. But speaking of the Nets, there are a couple more things I want to shit on. And that is, I feel like towards like the 66.7% waypoint through the season, when things were kind of clicking for the Nets before Katie's injury, or maybe not even that far in the season because maybe Katie's injury happened a little bit earlier in the season. But it was. I feel like it was getting back into that spot with like the national discourse where it's like, yeah, Katie's the best player in the league. Like, let's all just accept that he's the best player in the league. That can't be the case getting stuff in the first round. It just can't be the case to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I will stake my claim, and I will plant my flag in that statement. Like, you can't be default de facto best player in the league and get swept in the first round. And then one more point I wanted to mention before you go is about Ben Simmons. And did you see his quote today about his back injury was causing his mental, or was it his mental health caused his back injury?
Yeah, it was.
He's such a clown.
It literally sounds like when like a 12-year-old gets in trouble and doesn't know how to lie their way out of something. That's literally what Ben Simmons' whole career feels like. He's just like saying a bunch of stupid shit. It's just like,
well, it goes back to the book, Taking to the Top, how like he didn't want to play his rookie season so he could qualify for, even though he could have played, so he could qualify for like that bonus from Nike if he won Rookie of the Year. It was like a $5 million bonus. And then I don't know, it's just interesting because like this is an original thought. I've seen it a bunch on Reddit, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with the next collective bargaining agreement with how Ben Simmons.
I mean, people are speculating there's going to be a Ben Simmons rule. It's like you're paid to play. And like, I'm usually like, I disagree with I'm all for like, give all the money to the player, but it's just like,
pro player for sure.
Ben Simmons is, I mean, he's undoing like good hard work that other people have done over the course of years, just out of pure selfishness. And he might set back player owner relations. He's literally single-handedly, it's just, it blows my mind. It's like, and then I don't know, there's reports of like the Nets players being like, just kind of like, surprised, shocked, not feeling great about him because it's like they hear all these things.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Ben Simmons is like universally hated, and I'm okay with like there shouldn't be one person in his corner. There's no reason for anybody to be in his corner at this point. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, and not to just be like, pile on, but it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like,
yeah,
get this fucking guy out of the league at this point. Like, we got like, and I remember there was like these character concerns back at LSU because he was like, oh, the undisputed first overall pick, but he was like, looked like he didn't give a shit about playing basketball there. Yeah, he was just like, NBA's a waste of your time too. Then what the fuck are you doing here? Go do something else. Quit playing basketball. And it's funny because he's supposedly in this big three with like the two realest hoopers that ever lived. Like and it's like they are to a certain extent like KD, Kyrie. They've earned that rep and they love fucking talking about it. But it's like now they're saddled with like the anti-effing hooper, the literal antithesis of what they are.
I'm here to collect a check and sit.
Yeah, look pretty on the sidelines. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
He wants to be a celebrity, not a basketball player. And KD and Kyrie are the opposite of that.
Yeah, like, and I know we have like our weird things that we'll just never get over, like, Steph, KD, Draymond, Clay, probably Paul George. Like I genuinely dislike those guys as
Anthony
basketball
Davis.
players.
Anthony Davis. Say
Yeah,
his name,
yeah.
dude.
I respect some of those guys to a certain degree. I don't think I really respect AD much.
Good.
But I dislike Ben Simmons, and I probably have. There's few players in the history of the game that I have less respect for than him.
It's
Like-
so crazy too, dude. Because like before the season started,
Oh,
if you'd asked me the same question before the last game of the Atlanta Philly series last year, before like the choke, or even immediately after the choke, when it still wasn't apparent that he was going to be this big bitch. I still would have been. I would have defended him. I'm like, I still like
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, but it's like he has literally went from to the lowest point you can get for me as like a fan of a basketball player or as an observer of basketball in like 7 months, and I'm just like, holy fuck, I cannot stand this guy.
yeah. Like I don't. It would take a lot for someone to be totally irredeemable, but my God,
He's
for
getting
him
there.
to ever get back in my good graces, like it's going to take a lifetime of work because he has done some serious damage.
Yeah, imagine if he would have went to Indiana, dude. Thank God for Tyrese Halliburton. Dodged a bullet there,
Seriously.
homie.
Oh my God. But yeah. And that's the thing too, is like I saw some stuff about this, but it's just like, even if they wanted to move on from him, who the fuck in their right mind would sign up to like, yeah, we want to bring in Ben Simmons? Like who would do, like what front office would do that?
Well,
This motherfucker didn't want to play with the Nets. He didn't want to play with the Sixers. Why the fuck is he going to want to play anywhere else?
Well, and the concerning thing too, I was looking at this earlier today. I'm going to pull it up right now. Is
He's going to end up in LA, dude.
well, no, well that's a whole other story. But Brooklyn's salary situation right now is going to be interesting because Kyrie. I mean, everybody is saying that he's going to decline his player option and sign a big deal. So in like 2023, 24, there could be 120 mil between KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. At that point, KD will be like 36. And this Brooklyn experiment could have gone very haywire, dude.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Because Ben Simmons currently is making 30. God, Ben Simmons made 32 million this year. Didn't
What
play
a
game.
joke.
And he's sitting there.
Hey, I mean, he didn't really though. He's fighting for that shit.
Yeah. Fuck him, dude.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That is like I seriously dislike him so much, man. It's just crazy the fall from grace. Cause like there was a time where you and I were like still backing him probably when we shouldn't have been. So it's like, yeah, we kind of got egg on our face now. Kind of like,
Yeah, it's just crazy, dude. Like, if I didn't have this absolute blind spot for Kyrie that I still I want to like him so much. Like, if I was an objective person, like the way I am with like other players that I don't like I come at James Harden from a place of objectivity, and the things he does make me hate him. If I was able to do the same for Kyrie, the things he does would make me hate him. And so if I didn't have a blind spot for Kyrie, if we're talking about KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons, or even KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, I hate
that's the unholy trinity, dude.
Yeah. I mean, luckily I have this crazy effing blind spot for Kyrie where I can't hate him. So it's, I don't know. Otherwise the Nets would just like, I wouldn't even be able to say the word Brooklyn or the word Nets and not just want to like bang my head against a fucking wall.
Seriously. Dude, and the craziest part too is like Steve Nash hasn't really done anything to deserve like hate from me, but even him, like even a guy who I thought was like had full protections, would never fall prey to like, his career, his legacy was done. But even now I'm just like, I don't even know if like just by association with the Nets organization.
Yeah, but honestly, it's funny because I don't view anybody in all of Brooklyn as a victim other than maybe Steve Nash. Like he signed up for this great experience. We're going to win 60 games, compete for titles. Now he's dealing with all these fucking nincompoops who don't give a fuck.
Hey, motherfucker, you're a coach.
Yeah,
this
is what he signed up for. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see Steve Nash, if like it doesn't work out in Brooklyn, him go to a situation like Ty Lue style.
He might be turned off from coaching forever, dude.
Yeah, because like I seem to remember when he was like first retiring, he was like very kind of cold on coaching in the first place because he's like, I just want to step away from the game. Like I got other things I'm interested in. Like that's when he's doing all soccer stuff, and then slowly via the Warriors, he kind of reintegrated himself into the NBA. But like, yeah, I think that's a good point, dude. Nash has, I feel like, a lot of other interests in his life, and
Yeah,
you know.
just get out now. Honestly, like this offseason, he should just
I
be
didn't
like, I'm
sign
done
up
with
for
this
this shit. Yeah,
like,
I came here for free rings and a big paycheck, and
Yeah,
I'm not
well-
getting one of them. So.
And then the Kyrie quote, I don't know if you saw that one that was
He's such, dude. Kyrie just takes he has not ever passed a chance to throw somebody under the bus, dude.
yeah. I don't know.
Motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
The way he talks about him and KD like they're literally Biden
Yeah,
and Harris,
me-
I'm like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
pal.
me, Joe, Kevin, and Sean are gonna
Yeah,
figure this
Leaves
out.
out. Leaves
You
out.
don't run shit. You just fuck everything up. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, for real. One thing I do hate is like this is turning into a Nets bashing, but they deserve a good
Oh,
smashing
for
from us.
sure. We'll deliver the eulogy, aka the ether. Fuck them all.
Yeah.
Fuck them all till
Was
the end.
Sean Marks? I had so much respect for him earlier in the season, where he was like, "We don't have room for part-time players on this team. This is about sustainability. This is about
Mhm.
winning culture. This is about commitment and sacrifice. And if you're not able to do those things, then we don't have a spot on this team for you." Referencing Kyrie not getting vaccinated and only being able to play in away games.
Mhm.
But then how he just did the about face and tucked his tail when it was like, albeit they were dealing with injuries, but everybody was signed in 10 days. You could
Yeah.
have signed another 10 days, but like it was just like, yeah, we're gonna bring him back. It's a good opportunity to like ease the burden on some of our injured players. And so I was like, okay, you folded
Yeah.
like a fucking wet paper bag, Sean Marks.
Seriously.
Just like we all knew
seriously.
you would.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you had your chance, like talk to talk, walk to walk. Don't be a bitch. But
Yeah.
sure enough.
Starts from the
sure
top
enough.
down, dude.
I was like, I knew you were a bitch when you were a player, Sean Marks. Get the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
you're Hornet legend, pal.
Shut up.
Just kidding. I hated him when he played for once. I should.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Sean Marks at all.
But
But I did really dislike how he backtracked on that, trying to act all like
for sure.
holier than thou.
Well, yeah, dude. Everything. I mean, I knew this Nets thing was gonna be a fucking shit show when they were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna move off Jarrett Allen for DJ." It's like that's the dumbest. Like, DJ was washed then.
Man,
That
how is he still
move-
in the league, man?
Yeah. That. And anyways, let's get off that. Let's
We still got to talk about Philly, Toronto.
I got an idea. What's your schedule like tomorrow or this weekend? Do you want to do Western Conference? Like do a 2-part?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry to be.
No. This is my fault. This is my fault.
no.
And then, would you want to combine them into one?
Yeah, whichever works. Or we can
All right.
post-
Yeah, I'll just.
Yeah.
We'll just. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So I guess the last series in the Eastern Conference that we're going to talk about is probably the most interesting one at this point, which I was
For a
kinda
while, it looked like it wasn't going to be though.
yeah, kind of shocked at this point, but Philly versus Toronto, which is the series at 3-2 right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Back to Toronto.
I don't know that. I mean, who do you want to start with? I mean, the JoJo injury and Harden's play have probably been the two biggest factors on this series.
And Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey wasn't playing out of his mind. This could be very well like a 3. This could be the other way around. Tyrese Maxey.
point.
This is like almost. I mean, I feel like he's had a lot of coming out moments because he's just a stellar player at this point. But like, I don't know. He has games where he's just like, holy fuck, this guy is all-star caliber player.
Well, yeah, he had like a couple, like a 30-point game early on in the series, right?
Well,
I mean,
you just watch him, dude. He's just such a good compliment to JoJo. He's such a good player to have with JoJo. I don't know.
And-
I mean,
and
even
with-
though, yeah.
and as much as I hate to say, like they looked so good those first 3 games. It looked like, Harden wasn't picking up the slack, but like Maxey was playing off him incredibly well. Tobias was like shooting the ball well, playing good defense. Like, I don't know, man. This one's a head scratcher for me. I don't have a good feel for it at this point. Cause like the other part was like they got up 3-0 and I was choosing to watch like Boston. I think Boston versus the Nets one night instead of this game. So I haven't watched the Raptors wins because there was other games that I was watching. So it's like I don't have a good feel for what's happened after that. It's just, it seemed like a foregone conclusion, and now it's like
A foreskin conclusion.
yeah, now it's like who the fuck knows what's going to happen. And this is like even with Fred VanVleet playing pretty poorly. Raptors had some injuries early on in the series, I think. With
Well, Van Vliet's
obviously
been
with-
hurt. Yeah.
well,
then
yeah,
Scotty
he's
Barnes
been
hurt.
banged up. Scotty Barnes got hurt. I think they had one more. Thaddeus Young missed some time early in the series, and it's like,
That's classic Raptors, though, dude.
yeah, I mean, they find a fucking way, man. It just blows my mind year in, year out what they're able to do.
Yeah, and that's something that I know this is okay, first I want to get this out of the way. This is one of the most annoying things in the world is like teams who have a player go down and like an important piece, and then they win the next game or they win a game, and they talk about it in the post game. They're like, yeah, our team, we're just next man up mentality. It's like that's every fucking team. That's called pro sports. If somebody goes down, somebody has to play and try their best. So quit acting like this is your unique identity.
No, this is our culture. We're the only one.
Yeah, we're next man up. But I
That's
will
a good
say,
point.
I will say the one team that has earned that right to be like, no, we are the team that's next man up is Toronto.
True.
I fucking hate that because it's Phoenix right now with the Pelicans.
Oh.
Suns. It's all these motherfuckers just being like, yeah, we're just next man up. That's how we handle things.
But that's just the difference. The whole Raptors team is guys that literally earn their spots
by being the next man up.
Being the next man up. So it's like
right.
they're actually that.
Yeah, that's funny you put that, dude. I never thought of that. That's really interesting.
Well, no, I mean, all these guys started as like, with the exception of like Scotty Barnes, Thad Young. They were all like young players who were cracked rotation 1 year.
Right.
Then got a consistent bench role the next year, then got put in this, and it's just like, and then Nick Nurse. It's like, I mean, I know we have a couple, favorite teams that we kind of root for, just for the way that they're run. Like we were rooting pretty hard for the Cavs this year, pulling for them. But it's hard not to respect the fuck out of the Raptors. I mean,
100.
Yeah, I mean, it's just But at the end of the day, it's like I still want to see JoJo get a title. Please put a fucking nail in this coffin and end this fucking series.
Well, that's one thing I think we need to say is like JoJo's playing when he needs surgery on his shooting hand. He's still playing because he's going to go down. If he continues to just be as cool as he is and like be just as much of a basketball player he is and love the game, I don't see a way that he's not going to end like one of my favorite players of all time. Not from just like
unassailable record.
Yeah, he's just turning into a player where it's like I have so much respect and love for him that it's like he's moved into that tier right below like LeBron and Rasul for me, where it's like that Giannis tier that we talked about. Where it's
guys like AI stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like you're not one of my favorite players on my favorite team, so you don't like kind of exist in that space. But you're just another player on another team who will never come to my favorite team, who just does things the way that I love and just has done no wrong and can do no wrong.
He'd be like on the short list of guys if you could transport one player onto the Pelicans, he'd be on that short list, of like
or he's like one of those players that I just view as a representation of everything I love about basketball and the culture that surrounds the NBA and players in the NBA. He has like a personification of that, and I love everything like JoJo and Giannis and a lot of the guys you mentioned. But
yeah, I would agree with that. It's crazy too that it's like, I guess before the series I would have been like, yeah, just pencil in Harden for having like 2 Harden games. There's gonna be none. He's not gonna have any Harden.
Every game's a Harden game. It's sucking dick. That's a Harden game.
I guess a Harden game is taken on a new meaning, but I was expecting one 30-point outburst where maybe he has the hot hand from 3, shoots 13 of 15 from the line, but it's just like maybe that part of his career is just done for.
Yeah. Maybe he's a sorry ass motherfucker.
True.
He's shooting 373. This is his okay, I have his basketball reference up. This is his lowest field goal percentage through, in a playoff ever.
He's garbage.
He's shooting 380 from 3, which is respectable. 840 from the line, respectable. 9 dimes. I don't know. It's just like it's just a different Harden. He's not impacting the game in this way that we expect to see. I mean,
there's no burst. There's no explosion. He doesn't even. A big part of his game was getting in the lane and actually throwing something at the rim. He can't get in the lane.
This is the first time he hasn't averaged over at this point, this could change. But this is the first time he hasn't averaged over 20 points per game in a playoff since he was with OKC.
Thunder, got to be the Thunder years.
Yeah. His last year in OKC averaged 16.3 in 20 games.
Jeez Louise.
He's at 18.4 right now, and he's averaging 3.5 turnovers.
I wonder too. One thing and I know everybody talked about it when it was first happening, but the Thibault not being fully vaccinated. I mean, there's one thing, it looks like this Sixers team, they don't have the depth required for like a real playoff team. Like I feel like their rotation drops off real quick, where you're looking at Yang, Thibault, Yang, and Shake Milton. Like some of these guys, they looked good in the regular season, but it's like if you're not getting real minutes out of Thibault, they got nothing, and then you're forced to just play. You know, you're starting five like 40 minutes, 40
Right.
plus minutes.
Well, and let's not over or underestimate how bad Doc Rivers is at seizing playoff series by the throat. So
True.
I know it's kind
True.
of a meme, but he's blowing what 3-3-1 leads. And
Yeah,
this could be
something
a 3-0
along those
lead.
lines.
So I mean, it's
Did you
just,
see that heated?
yeah.
Yeah,
He always gets so defensive, but quit fucking blowing.
yeah.
And
It's
then maybe
like
you can be defensive.
it's like you've earned this rep, pal.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a? I guess how do you think the rest of this series shakes out since it's very much up in the air?
I think
Because Game 6 is in Toronto, no Thibault.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't think that's going to prevent Philly from winning. I think Philly can win tomorrow.
yeah, they got to win one of the next two.
Yeah, I think Philly will end up coming out on top, but I don't like their prospects for making it to the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals.
No shot. I mean, if JoJo's healthy,
Unless Harden just somehow comes out. And
yeah, if
starts
he
playing
winds
like
the clock
he can.
back 2 years, sure, but he's given us no indication that he can do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks.
What
Like,
do you
just
think?
'cause-
What do you think? Do you think Philly's going to come out on top?
I mean, like my brain says yes, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I need to see it at this point. So
I
yeah,
just think it's too hard to beat JoJo 4 times in a row, even if he's hurt. It's fucking JoJo.
yeah. I mean, there's like one of his next 2 games, and like he's a guy who he just wants it. You know,
Yeah.
like guys like that can do superhuman things, and he's shown that before.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. It's definitely out of the first round matchups. Like, I'm sure you're obviously more hyped for the Pelicans, but like this game 6, it's way up on the list of like anticipated games for me.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a peek at because like the Eastern Conference is shaking out a little bit. We know it's going to be Heat versus whoever takes the Raptors Heat, and then do you want to
Raptors,
talk
Sixers.
sorry, and then do you want to talk at all about the Bucks Celtics series that's lined up now?
That could be a good one, dude. That could be a doozy.
I mean, and not to just go, but like if the Celtics knock off the Nets in the way they did, take this series from the Bucks, I mean, that is like
I will
that's
say
2 big effing feathers in the cap.
I agree, but like I do honestly feel like if the Celtics win this series, it will be. I believe in the Bucks to win the series at full strength, but I think the Celtics can win if Chris Middleton is not a part of the series or is not a part of the series in a meaningful way. So I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard because like I know injuries. I'm not putting an asterisk on the Boston season if they win the series or anything like that, but I think that they could be. Boston could be beat if the Bucks were at full strength.
Yeah.
I would actually put money on the Bucks if I had to.
Dang.
I believe in Giannis
Okay.
that much. They're defending champs, best player in the world. I just believe in Milwaukee too much, dude.
That's fair. Plus, like, doesn't or no, I guess he doesn't have that reputation. I thought Middleton had the reputation of being a killer against the Celtics.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just like to have that release valve.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
You see it right
of
now,
course.
with like a lot like the Pelicans right now, just like with the Suns' perimeter defense, and it's like if they just had one more guy who could get their own bucket and like have gravity on the court and draw defenders, they would be in such a better spot because it's like really hurting CJ McCollum.
Oh,
And
for sure.
So like a guy like Zion. So like Chris Middleton is no slouch. He's an all-star. Like he is a 20-point per game scorer. Like have that out on it. That'd be like taking away Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Like that's a big fucking deal.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like you said, as you know, in these injury timetables, they kind of shorten up when
Right.
it comes to playoffs. We're seeing
Unless you're
Devin
Ben Simmons.
Booker.
They
Yeah.
lengthen. Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
back for game 4. No, never mind.
Yeah,
I
JK.
broke my-
I actually
No, I saw somebody on Reddit did this. They deserve all the credit. They did. I broke my back, and then they had spinal and typed there, but crossed out, and then they put mental instead. I broke my back. Mental. Ben Simmons. That's why.
Yeah, have you ever had a mental broken back, dude? Pretty serious injury. That's fucking funny. Oh yeah, no, I mean, it like this Bucks Celtics series looks like Middleton or not, Giannis going up against. It almost
Tatum,
reminds
that's
me
what I
of.
want to see, baby.
Well, yeah, and it almost reminds me of like, would have been LeBron in what the 2015 finals, where it's just like you have a force of nature going up against a team that is perfectly
Well-oiled
equipped
machine, yeah.
to handle this specific force of nature.
Yeah,
And just
it's
to
the
see
fucking-
that play out
It's
could
Hogan
be
Andre,
really
dude.
fun.
It's the immovable force versus the or the
Yeah.
whatever the fucking thing is. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It'll be cool to, and it's like, you know, you always want to, because like I feel like if Middleton's not healthy, which it seems like he won't be, I mean, I don't know. It seems like he could come back in the middle of the series, maybe, right?
Unless he's Giannis, dude. Last year, Giannis fucking
True.
torn freaking patella.
Compound fractured his
ACL, yeah.
fucking knee
I'll be back.
backwards. Yeah.
What a legend.
But no, I mean, just to see Giannis, you know, go up against these tough odds, you know, and a team specifically equipped to handle him. I mean, they got a lot of guys with size they can throw at him on the perimeter. They got, you know, good help defenders. I mean, it's just the Celtics are equipped to handle anybody with their defense, but
Especially a player who's like is limited from outside as Giannis. Like that'll be really interesting to see. Like we get some of that fucking the 2020 Raptors Bucks treatment where they're just kind of like wall off the paint and like go ahead and shoot mid rangers and threes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because that's kind of I don't know how teams have generally went after Giannis to try and slow him down in the past, but the Celtics have the personnel to do it with like their length and ability. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we do it for is stuff like this. You know, see if Giannis can figure it out and conquer the Celtics, the trash fucking franchise that I hate. So
right,
I'll be you know, fingers crossed rooting for him, but I don't know if I like their odds. I'll be honest. If I was betting, I'd probably put my money again on the fucking Celtics, which I hate. But
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll probably wrap it there with the Eastern Conference and
Okay. Well, I have one quick game I want to play
sure.
before we hop off. So, isn't there a game called like 21 Questions where somebody gets 21 questions to guess the thing you're thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do that with I have an NBA player pulled up. I was thinking about this earlier today.
Sure.
I'll give you. Let's not do 21. Let's do. What do you think's a good number?
How about as many as it takes, and we'll tally.
Okay.
This is gonna get fucking embarrassing. Wow, you're just gonna put me on the spot like this. Is he retired or current?
Retired. Good question.
Eastern Conference, West, or is he most known for Eastern Conference or Western Conference, or is it split? Well,
Eastern Conference. So this is 2 questions, right?
Yeah. Did he play? I guess I don't know how to phrase this. Like, did he get famous in the 90s? Like, was his?
I
is
would
there
ask,
a decade? Sorry, go ahead.
Just asking. You're asking me these abstract questions, dude.
Was he a 90s guy?
This is a hard. Mark, tally this one down because I'll explain it to you later. I'll say no though. I want to give a more thorough explanation later.
Is he an 80s guy?
No.
So he's a 2000s guy.
Or could be a 70s guy.
Why would you say no? It's got to be one of the ones bookending because the way you fucking.
No.
Is he a 70s guy? So you're gonna make me burn a you fucking bitch. Fuck you. So he's Eastern Conference. He's retired. In the probably early 2000s, late 90s. Fuck you, dude. Was he a center?
No.
Was he a forward?
Yes. How many questions? Is this like 8?
7. That was
God,
7.
You got butt fucked by the decade questions.
You're a bitch,
Dumb
dude.
Motherfucker.
You dumb motherfucker. Weird. Sorry, I'm just making notes so I don't lose track of the ones you answered. Central Division, or well, it's just tough because like I'm sure he played for multiple teams.
Yeah, so you got to steer away from these questions. You could ask if he's ever played in that division.
Is it? I don't like when you lead me. You fuck. Has he played in the Atlantic Division?
No.
Okay. Okay, that helps me 0%. Okay. Was he ever an all-star?
Fuck no.
Ooh, fuck.
We're gonna play 42 questions. Sorry,
Seriously, oh,
motherfucker.
shit. This is hard, dude. That's 9.
You're not doing yourself
Shit.
any favors, dude. You got to think outside the box.
Is he a foreign player?
No.
First question.
No, it's not bad. That's the kind of question you need to ask.
Was he a did he go to college or was he a high school?
Which question? I want you to ask it officially, dude. Ask me nicely.
Did he come
Yes,
straight from high
style.
school?
No.
Okay, so he's a college player. Fuck you, bitch. Did he play in the Central Division?
Yes.
Was the majority of his career in the Central Division?
Yes.
2 more questions. Did he play for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yes.
Spicy.
This is going to be hard.
Not an all-star.
No.
Not a foreign player. Bucks.
This is going to be really hard. This is harder than 21, I feel like. This isn't just some thing.
Yeah, dude. There's thousands of fucking players.
Well, let's see how long it takes. I will say it's a player you've heard, so I'm not going to fuck you up.
I would
with
hope
that.
so. Wait, is there any clues? Can you give me any, like, is there any, can I ask for any clues?
Yeah, I will say he was, well, I would give you this clue, but it'd be misleading, so I won't do that one. I would say you have a bit of a connection to him.
Bobby Simmons?
No.
You know the connection there, right?
What?
The first time I saw Bobby Simmons on 2K, I was like, is Bobby Simmons even real?
Right.
So not Bobby Simmons. That's a really good
Bob
question.
Simons.
And he's a forward. I mean, Bobby Simmons is probably a guard, right? Guard forward. Bucks. Did he play for multiple teams in the Central Division?
Yes, that's a really good question. It's an important question.
Tayshaun Prince?
No. Did Tayshaun Prince play for multiple teams in the Central Division?
I was just hoping there was some team later in his career because I know he went like Grizzlies.
Well, don't get too hung up on the fact that he's played for the Bucks. I'll give you that hint. This ain't a fucking Milwaukee Buck.
So that's like team 2. Fuck. I think that's 2 more questions. Dang, I'm at 16.
Just remember, you have a bit of a connection to him. And you said Central Division. So where does that lead you?
I mean, is it a Pacers player?
Yes. I mean, that's a subjective question, but I would say yes to that.
Not an all-star.
A non-all-star forward who played for the Pacers in the 90s.
Hey, you said 2000s, you lying
Or,
bitch.
yeah, 2000s, my bad.
Fuck you.
I gave myself away. No, I mean, we're going to revisit that one. But yeah, 2000s.
I'm not sure how to like narrow it from here without just starting to take guesses.
I mean, I could. Well, no, I don't want to give you more hints. I'm giving you fucking way too many.
You gave me one hint that
I
was.
told you have a connection to him. I told you he is. I thought there was a second connection I gave you.
Hint, you
I
mean?
told you not to focus on the Bucks.
Oh, true. Pacers players that went on to play for the Bucks or vice versa.
I mean, I would honestly not even think about the Bucks because
Oh,
I
'cause
didn't.
it's
I
that
literally,
obscure.
yeah, I didn't even fucking know he played for the Bucks. Honestly,
Dang.
played 11 games for him
Oh,
in the last season of his career, and
fuck.
he was traded and he played for another team that season too. So
Clean up on aisle vomit, dude.
yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, this is hard. This is really hard. 90s, 2000s forward.
I mean, you're pretty much there. I mean,
Antonio Davis,
no.
Antonio.
Dalia.
Mhm. Just tricky because it's like a connection, but they're not an all-star. So it's gonna tick me off when I hear who it is. Played college. Is he? I mean, is he white?
Yeah. That's a good fucking question.
See, I wanted to ask that so much when I asked foreign player. I wanted to ask
You're
black
hoping-
guy. I was just like,
Foreign equals white.
yeah, like wink, wink. A white forward in the 90s for the Pacers?
2000s, we discussed this, dude.
What the fuck? You keep changing the shit
No,
on
it's
me.
I will explain to you later. He played in both decades, though.
And the Bucks thing doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Bucks don't even think about that. That was a question that was honestly more hurtful than helpful.
Austin Crozier?
Yep.
I think we might have to run back the tape to count how many questions, but that might have been 20. I should have got that way sooner, though.
No, and so let me like I think of Austin Crozier as a 90s player, but he was a rookie in 97. So he only played 97, 98, 99. But then he played all the way till 06 for the Pacers and then played all the way till 2009.
Played for the Mavs, didn't he?
Yeah, he played for Dallas. That was his first stop after Indiana. And then he played for Golden State for a season. And then his last season was split between Milwaukee and San Antonio. He played 14 total games.
See, I would have only been able to Dallas and maybe Golden State.
I don't
Dang.
think I remember that.
Crozier was fucking.
Do you think of
What a
Austin Crozier
G.
a 90s player or a 2000s player?
I probably would have guessed like a near perfect split. I probably would have had him
Close.
drafted like a year or two earlier.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it to be as lopsided as it is. Because I mean, literally 2.5 seasons in the actual 90s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. That seems low. Wait, let me go grab some
solid
real.
career, dude.
real
99,
quick.
2000. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, I've done the retrospective on his career, dude.
10 per game, 6 boards, shot 360 from 3, played 81 games. Not bad. I mean, I guess that was their finals run. So
Since we playing gangs,
that was the old finals run.
what I got, dude?
Whoa, that's what you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, found that at a
So
Goodwill. I'm gonna
Dang,
pull out one.
we got to play that. Or are you going to play something right now?
I was just gonna pull out one right now for the.
Okay, what is it? How does it even work?
It's NBA trivia.
What year is this game made?
Oh, it's made, dude. We are not gonna get any of these. It was like made in like 93 or some
Oh,
shit.
this is going to be easy money. Dog.
Pick one or two.
Two.
Actually, we'll just do all 4 questions.
Okay.
Oh, these are gonna be easy. What team drafted Scottie Pippen in 1987?
Seattle.
Correct. Who was the NBA Rookie of the Year in 1960? Played in 13 All-Star games. It was an NBA MVP 4 times.
Wilt?
Yep. What is the record for most points scored in a game by a Denver Nuggets player? Not the player, the point total. Who would you have guessed?
Kiki Vandeweghe.
No, I think you're gonna kick yourself for that.
David Thompson, 70, 73?
73. Yep.
Fuck. How did I
Yep.
forget David Thompson?
Skywalker. And then in 1989, what draft pick was Tim Hardaway?
8.
14. That's just like
All right. Grab
Take a
one,
shot in the
hold it
dark.
up to the camera, don't look at it, and I will ask you the questions, Jizz banger.
I just want to show you. There's these cool coins that say
Whoa.
NBA trivia on them, and I have
That's
like
awesome.
6 different colors.
That's cool, man. What a steal, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was literally like $1.50.
I need to study these cards. It just make me a better fan.
Oh my god, yeah. There's the official rules of play. There's 500 trivia cards, 6 playing pieces.
And there's 4 questions per card?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. 2 G-Birds?
Where the fuck did I? Oh, it's literally right here. Sorry. Now this is good podcasting. Okay.
Now this is pod racing.
Eyes are closed.
All right, hold it up to the camera. Are the answers and
like-
questions on the same side?
Yeah.
It's going to work. All right, good.
Tell me. Wait, I can.
You can look, yeah.
Can you?
Okay, yeah, perfect. What player had the most 20-plus rebound games in the 80s? And then should I give you, it's a multiple choice. Should I give you all 4?
No, because I wasn't giving those to you.
Oh, okay.
20 rebound games.
Who had the most 20-plus rebound games in the 80s?
Moses Malone.
Got it. Fuck yeah, dude. Good work. All right. Which former player wrote the book titled Second Wind?
Bill Walton.
Bill Russell.
Fuck. I felt like that was a decent guess.
Yeah, it was, dude. All right. Sorry, it's just focusing. Who holds the NBA individual record for most consecutive field goals made? I mean, don't overthink this. If you had to choose one.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain. This one's okay. There we go. Who holds the Bulls regular season record for most assists in a single game? Hold on, hold that back up. I didn't quite catch the name. I don't even think I know who this is. Okay, I've heard this name. Good luck with this.
There's some super old dude.
I'm not sure how old he is. Let me pull up his player card. I'll give you a hint.
Huh.
He played in the 60s.
I feel like I've probably looked at his name before. I don't even know if I could throw
Yeah,
out a guess.
yeah. It's some of the other options were like Craig Hodges, Michael Jordan, and John Paxson, I think, but it's Guy Rogers,
Oh, yeah. There's
which I would have never
no
guessed that,
shot.
really.
Yeah. I would have needed multiple choice to even throw out a legit guess. I would have said MJ
Yeah.
if I just had to like pull, but because you said he was an older player, I was just like, no shot. I'll say like that is 56, like 80s knowledge is 90s decent, 2000s pretty good. But when you go back 70s, 60s, 50s, I got nothing.
60s
dude.
especially for me, dude.
Yeah, I got fucking nothing
Yeah.
other than like, 5-10 players.
Mhm.
Um,
Baylor.
yeah. So, well, fuck, dude. I'm glad we got to do the pod, and we'll have to find a time over the next couple days to record the Western Conference side of it. I mean, I'll probably got time tomorrow if you do. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever works, though, just let me know.
We'll be in contact.
okay.
All right. We'll sign
Well,
it
that
off
does
for
it
part
for-
1 of the playoffs.
That does it
dude.
for part 1, my dudes. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, and everybody send all your negative energy towards Ben Simmons. He's a trash human. So that's the
Couldn't
sign
say
off.
that.
I know you said a great space. You are eligible for an extension this summer. If they offer it, would you be willing to accept it?
Can you repeat the question?
You're eligible for an extension this summer. If they offered you an extension, would you be willing to accept it?
Of course. Of course.
Was
I wouldn't be able to sign it fast enough.
Was this
Freaking we back. What kind of shirt is that, dude? What are you wearing over there? What could that be?
All right. Let's get into it, dude. Let's talk about it.
Well, let's say this. It's primetime Pelicans season because shouts out to S. Ambush. Shaq. Even on the worst day as a Pelicans fan, they just got knocked out of the playoffs. What happens?
Yeah, this has been a season of highs and lows as a Pelicans fan, but it could not have ended in a better way. I mean, like Bailey mentioned, I don't know. Do you want to just dive right into the Pelicans Suns and kind of what's going on now?
Yeah.
Whoever watches this video, you'll see Bailey and we recorded our kind of thoughts on the Eastern Conference last night prior to the end of the Raptors-Sixers series. And we were going to do kind of a second part today talking about the Western Conference. And last night, Pelicans played the Suns. I don't even know where to start there because I have so many thoughts about the series and the playing games because I've never really spoken about the playing games on the podcast either, and about the just how wonderful of a time it is right now to be a Pelicans fan. And even as Bailey mentioned last night with that devastating Game 6 loss and them getting knocked out today with their exit interviews was like the one thing that could make me feel better about it. And not to say that, the expectation.
And let's not bury the lead here. Let's just come out and say it for anybody who's, not as doesn't pay attention as close as we do. What did Zion say in his exit interview?
Was his quote? He was doing his exit interview. By the way, he was wearing his Jordan Brand tank top over a T-shirt because he's so fucking hot.
What a legend!
It's his all over print, like graffiti looking Black by Zion tank top. But anyway. The question was asked if the Pelicans were to offer him an extension, would he sign the extension? And
because he's extension eligible this next season, correct?
Yeah, I believe July is when I was trying to look it up. I can't find a straight answer, but I believe it's when the league season for next year officially starts, which I believe is in July or August. And that I believe that's the date when rookies who are drafted in Zion's class are eligible for their extensions. Somebody, I don't know, the reporter was asked him if he'd be interested in signing if the Pelicans offered him an extension, and he said, "Of course." I forget his exact quote. Of course, he said, "I don't think I could sign it fast enough."
Yeah, of course. Period. I couldn't sign it fast enough.
Dude, and I don't know if you watched the clip. Like I saw, like I have, I'm subscribed to the Pelicans channel on YouTube, and I get notifications when they post videos. And so I saw the Zion one, so I immediately went to it, and I don't know, dude. It feels like he was being coy because the guy asked him a question. He asked him the extension question, and he's like, "Can you repeat that question?" It was almost like he was being dramatic to me. Like, I want people to hear this question.
Yeah. Let's get this on the record.
Yeah. So anyway, he was very. I mean, now that it's already on ESPN, it's everywhere now. Where it's like Zion is very, interested and happy about signing this extension and staying in New Orleans at least for the near future. So. And I don't know. It was just fascinating because this is the first time Zion's spoken since his.
It's been a minute.
Since media day, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. I feel like.
And I know. I don't think we spoke about this on the pod, but you and I spoke personally about when Zion's stepdad did that radio interview, and it made me feel a lot better about Zion in New Orleans. But this is like the second time I've heard Zion speak this year, and it was so nice. I'm glad that the reporters grilled him a little bit, because this is almost worth watching for anybody, even if you're not a Pelicans fan or Zion fan. But it was like, what happened with CJ at All-Star break? Like, why did you ghost him? Like that type of stuff. And they asked him kind of some pointed questions about how he's handled this process. And I was just appreciative for him to stand up there and answer those questions. Because, I mean, he's done it to himself with some of the non-communication, but I'm such a Zion apologist, and I love him so much. This just gives me even more respect for him, and I'm so excited to see, hopefully nothing changes between now and then, and he does end up signing the contract, although none of his body language or his mannerisms or his answer give me any indication that he wouldn't sign the extension.
Yeah. Plus, if there's one thing he's probably learned through this process is what he comes to the media and says, I don't know. I'd be shocked if he just in a few months' time was just actually no. It seems like him and his camp kind of understand, or they're forced to, just because he's such such a
pimp.
Yeah, I mean, he has such a weird reputation of like universally beloved, but like I don't know. It just seems like they're pretty measured with what they release to the media. So
Yeah, I mean, I will say that Zion has been a complete man of his word ever since he got to New Orleans, and like, because it was before the
Mhm.
lottery, even before the lottery odds, or before the lottery was done, they were already speculating Zion's going to go to New York. And then like the second that New Orleans won the lottery, people were like speculating on Zion's body language, sitting in the green or sitting like
yeah,
watching the lottery, like, oh my gosh, you can tell he just doesn't want to go to New Orleans. It's like everything he doesn't speak that often, but when he does speak, he's held up. He's been true to his word every single time.
well, and
So,
that's like the most frustrating part is like I pray that like the moment he's extension eligible, the Pelicans offer him a max, he signs it, and we all just move on. And I know it will never will be, but I hope this is a lesson to the media. Like, hey, maybe just shut the fuck up and quit trying to like push narratives. It's so annoying, dude.
no, I feel like
It's
if any,
so annoying. His
I
whole career, this has been happening.
yeah, I feel like if anything though, it empowers them to continue to do this because like everything they did was sensationalized and wrong, but it provided them so much content for months and months,
Yeah, but
and
I
they
guess
don't have to. Nobody has to answer for it or be held accountable for it.
that's the thing. I guess I would hope, and I'm glad to see like guys like JJ Redick. It seems like, I don't know who's gonna steer this thing back to like not the sensationalized garbage, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, everything in an echo chamber, everything, just turning the NBA into like tabloids,
Mhm.
basically. I don't know, like, when is it going to be too much where we're just like, this is obnoxious and ridiculous and nobody wants this? Because like this Zion thing has been one of the most like, and even if he did leave, just the way they've done this has just been like sickening to me. Not even talking about the way they've talked about him like physically.
Right.
Like
That's a
like
whole other worst part of this.
I mean, there needs to be a book written on this. Like this is, and it's just stupid because like the media tries to portray themselves as like these like um I don't know. I don't want to go too far off on a tangent, but it's just like this whole thing is just so eye opening to me. I'm so sick of the media. It sucks that Zion and the Pelicans have been like put right in the crosshairs of this over the last few years. But
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, right around All-Star break, like prior to or right after. I mean, I guess I was really excited about the CJ trade, but then when it came out that Zion had reached out, like all these things, like that was one of the lowest spots in my fandom ever as like a fan because I was
yeah,
like,
it was tough.
I almost felt like this beautiful thing that it felt like was happening when Zion was drafted or when the Pelicans won the lottery. I felt like I could see it slipping through fingertips of the
Yeah,
Pelicans. I
before it
was like,
really got
yeah,
started.
before there was ever even really a chance. But now, like with the way the second half of the season played out and all the developments
Hmm.
and progression from some of their younger players, I feel like now is the best time ever to have been a member a member of this fan base, literally since even the CP3 days.
Hmm. Well, I guess like, and I know we talk about it almost every pod, but it's like there needs to be some credit given to guys like David Griffin, whoever's making the decisions in that front office, Willie Green, the players there, like building this culture. It's like, maybe those Zion rumors have a little more um, validity, even in my eyes, when they look like they're, not a dumpster fire, but like, not trending in the right direction. But it's like if you were to put most promising futures of NBA franchises and map them all out and rank them 1 through 30. Even if you remove Zion from the Pelicans equation, they're way high up on that. And it's like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just a credit to the Pelicans and their front office. I mean, they've done everything they can to like build a situation that Zion can step into and succeed and the team can succeed. And that's exactly what they've done. And it's like, I don't know. You just wonder if they continued like they did at the start of the season, where they were what 3-12 to start.
3-16, 1-12, 3-16.
Yeah, 1-12, 3-16. Like if they don't right that ship, maybe that Zion stuff,
Yeah, spirals even
and
further out of
yeah,
control.
I mean it's just credit to them. Hats off to the Pelicans.
Let me
Incredibly successful season.
Yeah, let me pause recording real quick. Sorry.
Sure. Okay. Well, crap. I don't know where we.
We were just picking up on how the Pelicans were, if their season would have continued on like it
Right.
was in the first month of the season, who knows what this would look like and this conversation with Zion would
Hmm.
be like at this point. but thankfully, everything changed. I wouldn't say everything changed because like they were a solid team with Brandon Ingram, but Brandon Ingram was just missing a bunch of games early in the season.
Yeah.
But the addition of CJ McCollum kind of seemed to be a turning point for the franchise, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and did you listen to the Antonio Daniels on Ryan Russillo pod?
No, I need to look at that though. I didn't
Yeah,
realize he
yeah,
was on there.
it was pretty interesting. I mean, he's definitely
I love AD.
yeah, I mean, he's very much there with the Pelicans. Like he works, for the Pelicans. So
Oh yeah, he's got relationships with all those dudes.
yeah, but he had some interesting insight into where the team's mental was at, how Willie Green was able to keep them motivated, engaged, positive chemistry, even when they were at their lowest point in the season to kick it off. So I don't know. You'll have to, if you ever have time, go in and
that's
listen to
one.
that.
I'll
But
make time for that because
I'd be interested to hear because that's Russillo asked a couple questions. It's just like, come on, man. Like, what are you like? Just stupid. But
What do you mean?
I
Just
don't
like
know.
big media questions that are just like,
Yeah. It's just like, you're not going to get an answer to that. Like, why even put the person you're interviewing in that position? Like, I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. But
yeah, I don't know. It's just and that was one thing too. Like kind of going back to Willie Green stuff was Zion was that was like the one thing he was most complimentary over in his interview was just like the locker room feels different right now. It feels like it feels like a great place. And then he just kept talking about how much respect he has for Willie Green and the culture that he's built. So I think that those are good signals when it comes to like Zion's long-term outlook in New Orleans.
yeah, seriously. And I mean, like, again, not to just feed into this stuff, but it's like, even if the worst case scenario happens and he's like, you know what, actually, I don't want to do this. Give me like the 1-year qualifying offer. Then, I mean, they just trade him and they get, probably the King's ransom.
Don't even speak that in the universe, shitbird.
No, but I'm
He's
just saying, like,
dog.
they're in a position where they're truly they've built this thing out. So it's a win-win. Like, there's no way they can fail because of the way they've built out this roster and the talent that they've found and developed. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, getting undervalued assets, Larry Nance, finding those like two-way players, Alvarado, drafting well, developing these players well. It's just, bringing in a guy like CJ McCollum, which, not to just talk about other podcasts, but my good Lord, dude, Bill Simmons and Kevin O'Connor were already like, hey, what should the Pelicans do this offseason? Trade CJ McCollum. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
They said that today?
A couple days ago on the pod, or it might have been today.
Like after they made the playoffs and won the 2 playing games?
Yeah. Trade CJ McCollum. I was like, you guys are fucking idiots. Because he had a couple not incredible games.
Well, yeah, he didn't have a very good series, but guess what? Oh my God, dude.
He had the best perimeter defender in the league draped on him. Like, that's who matched up against him. It's like,
I mean, I know we're talking heads to a certain extent. Like, we're not in the same category as Kevin O'Connor or Bill Simmons. It's like, Bill Simmons, this is why you're always just gonna be a talk show, dude. Like all that stuff. I remember them like campaigning to be a GM and stuff. It's like, shut the fuck, sit down. And
you're
shut
a
the
bum.
Fuck up, please.
Yeah, you're a bum. That one blew my mind. They're already calling for CJ to get traded. They're like, how can the Pelicans improve? Oh, you improve the CJ spot and turn it into Brad Beal. It's just like, you don't understand the first thing about any of this.
Is like, you could say that about every player in the league. Oh, you could upgrade it like until you get to like Giannis.
Yeah.
It's like, then you can't upgrade from him, but it's like, what? Shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah. And it's like, do they not? I mean, granted, like we read the same reports they do, but it's like CJ McCollum is so much more than just, a $33 to $35 million salary and a guy who gets 20 a night. He's so much more than that to a team, especially a young team.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He's invaluable. So it's just hearing that. I don't know. I'm like a pig in shit when I hear people talk about the Pels in a negative way. Cause I always take the contrarian opinion and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm sure you're the same way. You just like,
oh fuck yeah. I mean, even dude, I mean, you and I, we could probably look back at the podcast.
Oh,
but like when it was the darkest, I was still like, no, this is bullshit. Like until I hear it from Zion, like I was, I don't know. Sometimes I bristle at like the media just likes to pick on small markets. And like, I try to be like, yeah, no, they don't. It's just like, but sometimes it actually feels like they do. And it's like, they're just trying to nitpick every little thing about the Pelicans because the Pelicans are in the kind of the crosshairs of the national media right now because they have Zion. Because nobody would give a fuck if they didn't have Zion. Like they wouldn't be talking about it at all and it wouldn't be a problem. But the fact they have Zion is like they're an easy target to like micro like criticize every single
put them under the
facet of the
microscope.
organization. So it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be upset if they traded. I mean, I can speak for every other Pelicans fan. I know this. I'd be upset if they traded CJ.
Yeah, the players would
Everybody.
be upset. The organization would be upset. That's why it's not going to happen. That's delusional.
And I guarantee it's not even a thought that crosses their mind unless it would be like, oh, hey, you want everything for CJ and we want nothing, or like, unless it was a complete upgrade in every way, and it's like there's no way that they would.
That trade's not going to be out there because everyone talks about CJ McCollum like a negative asset based on his salary, his cap hold, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, there's a reason why those guys talk about it, and the Pelicans are, they improved by leaps and bounds this season. I mean, they're not taking baby steps anymore.
Yeah, Griff's built a title. I mean, albeit he had LeBron and Kyrie, but he's built a title team. He built those Suns teams. What has Bill Simmons ever built? What has Kevin O'Connor ever built? Nothing. So like, they're obviously talented at what they do, but it's like, don't sit here and act like like CJ McCollum being traded is the best move for an organization. Griff knows what he's doing.
Well, yeah, and it's like the thing that got me was like, it's just stupid from even a talking head perspective because, and you'll probably call me stupid, but it's like there's two other candidates that I would look at improving before CJ McCollum if we're just going off cap holds. And that's going to be it's going to be Devontae Graham and JV probably. And I would still shy away from that. I would say no.
Especially
but,
JV.
Yeah, but from just a talking head perspective, it's like you're still looking at CJ when it's like, did you even look at their roster? Do you even know Devontae Graham's on the team? Like, that's the low-hanging fruit.
Well, dude, the Nuggets got knocked out. They should trade Jokic.
Yeah, upgrade the Jokic spot.
Yeah,
go for Embiid. Like, let's apply that logic elsewhere. It's fucking stupid.
Fucking morons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you want to talk about you alluded to it, but we haven't given you the floor to really talk about the Pelicans playoff run. We've just been talking about the headline stuff, but I guess
I don't want to go into it because I could probably talk about this for quite a bit of time dating back to the playing games, but I think I'll just try and say some of the things that really stuck out to me. One thing that's been beaten to the ground now by the media is just Pelicans rookie class this year. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, and Jose Alvarado. At the beginning of the season, when Jose Alvarado was a regular part of the NBA roster, wasn't G League. He was like, okay, this guy's, and then he slowly started getting small chunks of minutes. He was like a cult hero at that point, but I was like, okay, whatever, it's just a guy. But Jose Alvarado's a legit motherfucker, and he's a pesky defender. Yeah, that's what everybody talks about. But he can finish at the rim. He can get where he wants to. He's good at passing. He's a legit and I can speak for a lot of Pelicans fans here too. It's all of Devontae Graham's minutes felt like they should have went to Jose Alvarado at a certain point. And so I don't want to just sit here and rag on Devontae Graham because I still like Devontae Graham. And I think he can be a valuable member of the team. But I just think the rookies, everybody knows about Herb Jones at this point. He's no surprise. Trey Murphy, the shots he was hitting last night in Game 6, those threes that were so crucial to keeping them in the game. He's the best 3-point shooter in this class. He's literally he can pull from 28, 29 feet without hesitation, and it looks like it's going in. But another thing I wanted to mention was the atmosphere of the crowds. The crowds in New Orleans were amazing, and they rarely are. I know that you and I have
that's one of the worst home court advantages in the league usually. Yeah,
and it sucks that they only want to come around when the Pelicans are in the playoffs, but
better late than never.
Yeah, but it was just a magical atmosphere, I mean,
they project, well into next season, so it's like I'm sure they're going to keep some of that momentum.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be a raucous playoff crowd every night in the Smoothie King Center, but you hope that it's a little better than it has been.
Yeah. I will say the Clippers playing game, that was one of the most magical games I've ever watched as a fan, where they had a big lead. They choked it away so quickly. It looked like all hope was lost. And then Trey Murphy literally carries them to the game and they end up pulling it out. That was crazy. Game.
Yeah.
That's one that I'll always appreciate. And then, just seeing them take a team to the limits that had no right. They had no right taking the limits. So I get Devin Booker was hurt. But at the end of the day, the Suns are still the best team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, the Suns were a 64-win team. The Pels were a 36-win team.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Well, to go a little bit more thoroughly into this, we'll talk more. I guess we could talk more about last night. Did you watch last night's game at all? So I'm sure you read Chris Paul, the best shooting
14
game in
for
playoff
14.
history.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ayton was like 9 for 10, I think, or something
Yeah.
like
They
that.
started out the game 16 for 16, I think.
Yeah, and it was like
Crazy.
it's literally like, and the Pelicans still had a shot at the end of the game. And it like
Yeah.
I don't want to be this guy, but like because all the other games in the series where the Pelicans lost, I felt like they lost fair and square. There were some really tough calls in this game at the exact wrong moments that really hurt the Pelicans. Like I don't know if you saw Chris Paul got fouled by Jose Alvarado, but he literally gave him like a back elbow to Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, that's one where Alvarado was freaking out.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
Yeah.
And so there were a couple calls like that were just terrible timing, and I don't know. It was just, but it's still at the end of the day, like the season was such a success in my eyes. Like I did expect them to win the series. I thought they could win the series, but I don't think it takes away from, even though they lost, I don't think it takes away from what they accomplished, just based on the fact it's like,
for sure,
at the end of the day, and like I said this to myself at the end of like game 1 and 3, I think it was, it's like Chris Paul, I think you would argue this, greatest point guard of all time.
Yeah.
Top 3 point guard of all time.
Yeah, I don't really the only
Stockton, Isaiah, and Magic are like the ones in the conversation, I suppose. Probably not Stockton. But like it's just like you're going up against one of the all-time greats. It's like LeBron. He's like LeBron for point guards. He's that good. You and I have always, like, when it comes down to big game situations, Chris Paul is that good. And it's hard to beat him in a 7-game series when you're not quite at the same level.
For sure.
And
for sure.
I will say I wish I would have liked to see – I know they were hitting him with different looks all game. It was like Jose Alvarado. It was Najee Marshall. It was Herb Jones. But like it would have been nice to see him try to get the ball out of Chris Paul's hands a little bit more instead of just like, hey, high pick and roll. Chris Paul,
just let him dissect.
And it felt like Chris Paul made 16-foot jumpers last night.
Golly,
he just
it's got to be
like right around the key and shoot those short 2-pointers. And I was just like, it would have been nice to just be like, okay, we're going to trap him. And if these other motherfuckers are going to make open shots, so be it. This motherfucker is 16 for 16. Or whatever, or 13 for 13 at this point. Maybe we get the ball out of his hand.
That might be the crown jewel on Chris Paul's career. And he's had a lot of big moments. Well, I guess that Spurs. I mean, it's up there. It's going to be up there with the all-time legendary Chris Paul moments, games, things from his career. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks when you encounter an all-time top like 15 to 20 player ever, just at their apex, doing exactly what they do.
And Ayton, dude, we were saying it last year, or was it the year before, where it's just like that motherfucker's so good.
Yeah,
he's so
no,
good.
it was last year because 2 years ago would have been bubble when they were bubble Suns and went 8-0. But yeah, like, I mean, he was.
Yeah, I guess up until the Bucks series or the finals, but like I feel like he hasn't missed it. He's like taken over the mantle of like KG and David West. Is like anything from 19 feet to 16 feet is automatic switch.
Just money, yeah.
And I don't know, dude. He's so good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Not to just go into the off-season stuff because there'll be plenty of time to cover that stuff. But no, I mean, again, kudos to the Pels. I mean,
and the Suns.
I mean, it's not many times where our teams are, the feel-good stories of the league just because the teams we've attached ourselves to. But it's cool that the Pelicans get their moment in the sun. Well, that's probably a poor choice of words considering they just lost to the Suns, but
how dare you?
might be.
But dude, I'm excited about next year, dude, because you think about it, they're adding Zion, they're adding Kyra Lewis back. He's a lottery pick from 2 years ago, and they're adding potentially a top 10 pick this year. And
crazy,
like you said, like I do want to also give a shout like Larry Nance. He was so amazing all series. That motherfucker. I've never seen somebody so talented at like controlling the ball and at angles with his like arms and stuff that don't look like he could possibly control the ball.
Yeah,
like some of his tips like below the rim where he's like flicking his wrist and stuff, and like he would like save the ball like backhand flick. Like he's just, I mean, it's every time you watch Larry Nance, it's just like he's just has an uncanny ability and
next
skill.
level of awareness and skill.
He's
and
just like
hand-eye coordination. And
for somebody who's like not a great scorer, he's just like a great. You cannot have a better utility guy. He's like literally as good a utility guy you can have, I feel like, in the NBA. Just like in terms of he plays hard every possession. He can do so many things. He's passing.
Well, it's all that stuff. Also the flexibility he allows you too. So it's like a two,
I love Larry Nance, dude. It's so cool. He's like the type of player you just like, you take a player for granted like that when you don't have like, but when he's on your team, it's just like he saves you're asked like 10 times a game. It's just like, oh, there's an offensive rebound. Oh, there's a tip
Yeah.
back. Oh, there's a loose ball that he knocked into somebody else's hands that like starts a second chance opportunity. It's just
Well,
like,
it seems like whenever he gets a chance and has a role on a team, he does that. But then he seems like he's like been unlucky with, he goes to a place, they don't see a role for him. When he has the chance to show it, he plays well. But it's just like, when is a team going to believe in him? And it seems like the Pelicans are kind of doing that. I don't know. He's playing big time playoff minutes for them, a real contributor.
yeah. So I don't know. Next, I just hope Zion can stay healthy for 1 year. We can see
Right.
what this thing looks like.
Yeah. Hopefully, next season, they're going to be like everybody's league pass team. I feel like, if they're not on nationally televised games.
Welcome to the bandwagon, jackoffs.
Hey, at least I've been there for a little
No,
bit.
you haven't. You've been there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that we can probably put a pin in the Pels Sun series then.
Goodbye, Pels.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you. Do you want to move down to the 4-5? Talk about the Mavs Jazz series and what a disappointment the Jazz are as an entire franchise. We're going from the highest to highest to the lowest to lows.
Yeah, you're looking like, and
they're passing each other on
yeah, exactly. One's
like,
going up, one's going down.
Yeah. The Pelicans are like skyrocketing and the Jazz are nosediving. It's not gradual on either side, but to lose that game, it's just to lose this series.
Yeah, with Luka being damaged and out for a couple games, and just there's not a. I know Jalen Brunson's good, but they're not, like, you can't make it to the second round. It's time. It's this.
Yeah,
I feel like this core.
Everything must go. I feel like. What a nightmare. It sucks because I was like found myself low key rooting for the Jazz this year, and even they kind of converted me when they've kind of been a team I haven't cared about a ton for the last couple of years, but it's like I put a little bit of trust, a little bit of faith into them, and it was just the most disappointing experience.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't even imagine what it'd be like to be a lifelong Jazz fan following this team. I do not even want to try to imagine what it feels like to be in their shoes right now. This has got to be one of the most abrupt ends to like what seemed like a perennial
Contender,
good playoff team.
Yeah.
Just and to end just like totally putter out multiple years. It's just like I don't know, man. It makes me think a lot different about a lot of these guys.
Who? Call them out.
Conley, Quinn Snyder, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert,
everybody.
Literally everybody. I'm just like, the only guy Royce O'Neal, I feel okay about him. Bogdanovich, feel okay about him. Like, they are what they are, but it's just like the power players.
You're going to be that critical about Conley, though? He's getting up there.
He's gassed. Like, he's just done. He just looks like he's done. He's not going to be a contributor for.
I think he can be a contributor. Maybe not a starter getting 30 minutes.
Like 20 minutes off the bench, but it's like
that's a contributor. You're going to call
at best. He looks gassed though,
I don't know, dude.
He looks
that travel
gassed.
last night was tough.
Yeah, and like he's always banged up. Like, when's the last time we heard like, oh yeah, Conley's healthy? It's like he's always playing through something. He's always looking, and I love Mike Conley. He's like an all-time, like one of the coolest players of the last like 15 years, in my opinion. But man, it's a bummer. And Donovan Mitchell, talk about highest of highs to lowest of lows.
Mike Conley's 34. He played 72 games this year and averaged 29 minutes a game. So calm your ass down.
Yeah, and then he was straight doo-doo in the
over
playoffs.
He shot over 400 from three, dude. You don't think that?
Yeah, what do you average in the playoffs? Like 8 points a game, turnstile on defense. Like, that's not the
dude. 9. Cut it out.
Okay. Yeah, 9. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he shot 30,
I was even
lowballing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it's just he's banged up, chemistry's wrong, blah 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 blah. But like, I don't know, man. It's just such a disappointment. Yeah. Such a total failure and disappointment. And then there's already the reports like Lakers are going to go hard after Quinn Snyder, and it's just like, it's all dude, happening. Rudy Gobert trade rumors already popping off. It's like, geez Louise.
I have a question for you. So, like, that's always the thing is like LeBron's, eats up coaches and chews them out just because the expectations are so high.
Mhm.
And do you think now that the expectations for LeBron's success have outweighed what's most likely going to happen? Like, I think there's a good chance that the Lakers don't make. I think there's a good chance that a LeBron-led team will never make the finals again. I think there's a good chance of that.
Yeah.
And so, as a coach, I get taking a LeBron-led team's job because there's a chance you make the finals and a chance you win a title. This is the ticket. But now at this point, that's not a guaranteed ticket. So it's like you're walking in to be. I mean, it's what everybody talks about. You're walking in to be the most scrutinized, to always have your head on the chopping
It'd take
block.
a real egomaniac to be like, I want the Lakers job.
Yeah, and like so,
I'm going to be
you-
the guy.
unless you can't get anything else. So it's like, as if I was Quince, this is my question for you: is like, if you were a coach, would you want to take the Lakers job, or like over the Jazz job? Like, obviously, stuff's gonna be shuffled around in Utah. But like, if you were Quinn Snyder, would you be like, yeah, I think I'd rather leave and go to LA instead
Yeah,
of
I guess
stay
I
here
don't
or
think
take
of it
another
like
job?
that. If those are his two options, I mean, the Lakers might seem a little more tempting. Obviously, a guy like Quinn Snyder will probably have more options than just those
Yeah,
two.
it's like
There's going
I
to be
mean,
a coaching
if
carousel.
I was Quinn
probably.
Snyder, I'd rather go to like Charlotte. Because Borrego just got fired. I'd rather go to Charlotte. It's like I have a bunch of young guys. The
Honestly,
expectations
yeah.
aren't as high. I'm not gonna. I mean, maybe unless Snyder just got a huge contract where it's like, okay, the only way I'm signing on here, so I'm going to need like a 4-year deal.
But even
and you're
then,
gonna have
like
to pay me.
the Lakers are not. They do not. I mean, they're the biggest market in the league, arguably, but they are owned by like a small market owner, basically, the way they pinch pennies and stuff. So it's like, I think they have to pay out the remainder of Frank Vogel's contract.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like
Or no,
would-
because I guess he only got like the 1 year.
I don't know, but like if that, but that kind of speaks to my point. Is like if
Mhm.
I was going there, I would need a long contract. And if
Oh,
they're going
for
to fire
sure.
me, I'm getting paid, and it's
Fully
not even- and
guaranteed.
it's more, and it's not even really about the money. It's just about like even more so than that. It's just like hey, I'm going to be every time something goes wrong, I'm the problem.
Yeah,
And
not all
every-
coaching jobs are the same.
Yeah, that just sounds like a business job. That sounds like you hear about like just I don't know a good company that like works its employees to the. It's like SpaceX or some shit.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, you're going to come in here and it's cool and it's glamorous, but you're going to have to put in all the work. You're going to be scolded. Nobody's going to treat you right.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that worth it?
Yeah.
Fuck
I mean,
no.
it'll be interesting to see who they can even recruit there to be their coach. Like I've seen Darvin Ham, who's an assistant on the Bucks, longtime
Well,
assistant,
yeah.
who's been
I mean, yeah.
a really good reputation around the league, and Quinn Snyder. Those are the two names so far. But
Well,
it's
that's a
just like,
safe bet too. Is like established head coaches probably wouldn't have to take that job, but I bet. If you're assistant, you're like, I'll take anything I can fucking get.
seriously, and it seems like Darvin Ham's been a guy who's been like kind of passed up on, even though he's more than qualified at this point. So yeah, who knows? That'll be an interesting
Anyway,
thing to
fuck the
watch in the
Lakers.
offseason.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Fuck
fuck
the
'em.
Lakers. Fuck
No,
them.
I mean we're
Let's say that
talking
much.
Quinn Snyder, and it's like I
Yeah.
guess that's part of the calculus we have to do on this, the eulogy of the Utah Jazz. But my God,
Utah-ology.
what a disaster! What an
Yeah,
absolute
well, and credit to the
disaster.
Mavericks too. Like I
Oh.
know that when they signed Jason Kidd, I was like, yeah, because like I don't know.
Yeah, his
The-
reputation
all
was
the-
not
all the things
stellar.
about J Kidd, yeah, but like they play in a because not a lot. It seems like it's changed between last year and this. I mean,
The
obviously,
talent
our
hasn't a
footsteps,
ton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like but it's I don't know. They play hard. They play defense better, and like they're still getting what they want out of Luka, and they're also maximizing other players as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Credit to J Kidd and the Mavericks too. It's not just a complete Jazz flop. Like those role players beat the Jazz
Oh,
without Luka. That's
for sure.
impressive.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like I'm usually low on the Mavericks role players, but it's like at a certain point we do have to start giving these guys credit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
They-
keep downplaying them, but they actually must be good. It ain't just Luka.
yeah, like and even next year I'll do the same thing, but
Yeah.
it's like at a certain point, like Dorian Finney-Smith isn't like all NBA defense level defender. Like Jalen Brunson is like that
Well,
dude, like
yeah,
Spencer
it's better than
Dinwiddie.
Luka.
Yeah, it's just like they're forcing me to give them credit when I've been so hesitant to, just because I've always hated the Mavericks, and I don't know. They've just had a bunch of, Reggie Bullock, who at times in his career has looked really good, and at other times he's looked really bad. He's like a marathon man for them,
Yeah.
And they're doing this without THJ, who's like, was he their second leading scorer last year?
Yeah, is he,
obviously the Kristaps trade.
Is he on his way back?
I don't know what the timetable is for him. I'd have to
Tim Hardaway.
THJ. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I don't know what the news is on him.
I fractured his foot in January. I don't know. I don't see any updates.
Unlikely to be able to return for a playoff run. Mark Stein reported that a month ago, so who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's just again a credit to J Kidd and those role players, and not Luka. So
yeah, not at all. Fucking.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're going to be going up against the Suns, right, in the next.
Yeah, who knows,
semis.
man?
That'll
Because
be
Devin Booker definitely wasn't right last night. That motherfucker still is hurt. You can tell.
Well, yeah, and it's just risky. I mean, even if you're putting him out there as like some decoy, or just testing him and seeing how he can do, it's like I don't know. You don't want to re-aggravate that and
hamstring is a link.
Shoot yourself in the foot. So
it can linger. So I don't know. We'll see. I hate the Mavericks so much, dude. I just can't even watch it. It makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, and it's weird because Luka's like he does do incredible stuff out there, but I'm in the same boat. I just have no real desire to watch them play, which is I need to get over that. But
yeah, imagine a Mavericks Warriors conference final.
What the? I'd rather go to a Pirates baseball game. Fuck that.
I'd rather go to a Drillers baseball game. I won up your ass, dude.
Seriously, that's disgusting, dude. I wouldn't go that far. Do you want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the Warriors Nuggets since that one's concluded. And I mean, this is about as predictable as it gets. It sucks that the Warriors looked so convincing, though. I will say that. It hurt.
Yeah,
I don't like that. They were. I don't know, man. It sucks that the Nuggets we knew this was going to be the outcome all year, and it still ended this way. So I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was a foregone conclusion. I thought the Nuggets could have won the series even when they were down, like 2-0.
Without their second and third best player.
Yep.
Dang.
I feel strongly about Jokic.
I was never that high on them. It just seemed like I don't know. See, if they got out of the first round, that would have been a shocker. I mean, if Steph would have missed, the first round potentially with that injury, but I mean, he came back in and was super six man for a couple games and was a flamethrower after that. So it's just I don't know, it sucks because the Nuggets are one of those teams that I always root for, obviously, just like the Warriors a ton. So to see it be this decisive kind of sucks. But I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of this first round was kind of meh for me. And this is one of those series that
was the thing was if the Grizzlies win tonight, every single
no game sevens.
Yeah, and no game sevens, and every higher seed will have advanced.
Yeah, one of the most predictable.
I mean, it's like but yeah, I mean the Warriors. I will say that even in the game 5, or was it game 6? I can't remember. The game the Nuggets got eliminated. They get eliminated.
No, it was game 5.
Right?
Yeah, it was 4-1.
Just watching Jokic down the stretch, it's the same story as it always is with him. It's like he is so clutch, it actually is hard to believe sometimes. Yeah. Like he has, all intents and purposes, I think people still say this. I don't know how true it is if it's a reputation thing. Like KD's the best player in the world, but like Draymond Green, people say is when the chips are on the table, Draymond Green is by far the best defender in the world.
Yeah.
And Jokic going at him like every possession, just scoring on him. When just all the pressure of the entire season is on him, and he's just like, Jokic is so reliable in the clutch, and he can score in a multitude of ways. It's just like, and he can get open shots for people too.
Right.
I just love watching him in the clutch, dude. He's a one of a kind player, man. I know everybody says that, but it's like even in the losses, I got so much enjoyment out of watching. It was literally Jokic versus the Warriors. It felt like at game 5, but it's like he was keeping them afloat.
Yeah, I mean, his ceiling is already that of an all-time great, in my opinion. Like we're watching one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball in his prime. I mean, it sucks to like feel meh about the series because that's kind of just what the injuries and how much I dislike the Warriors did. And also it's tough for me to watch those West Coast games, but yeah, I mean, it's a bummer because Jokic is such a special, one of a kind, just incredible. He's like, I don't know. He's like what I aspired to be playing, pickup and stuff in the, just stupid stuff. But like, I don't know. It's a bummer that they went out with a whimper.
Let's shit on the media one more time. I'm getting so tired of the motherfuckers trying to force a nickname on Jordan Poole, Clay, and Steph.
Yeah, pool party.
Stephen A.
all
calls
the
him Lethal Weapon 3.
yeah. So the way the media in general jerks off the Warriors. I mean, that's
It'll
always
never
been
stop
part of
until
the
Steph retires, dude.
right. And yeah. And I've heard like even on podcasts, people like speculate for like 10 minutes. Ooh, what about this? What about that? It's just like,
What do you mean? Nicknames?
yeah, for this team. And I'm just like, oh
Fuck
my
it.
God. Like,
I hate
would
him, dog.
literally want to fucking, I don't know, shoot a gun next to my ear so I'm deaf. So I never have to hear this shit again. Makes me sick, dude. Yeah, I mean, I guess not a whole lot to say on that series. Do you want to go in on the Grizzlies T-Wolves? I mean, this is
Yeah.
about all that's left to talk about in the first round.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, actually? I don't want to go first. So.
I mean, it's just been such a crazy series, and it's like, and this is going to be such a probably lazy, bad mischaracterization, but it's like, this feels like two AAU teams to me. Just
In
like
what way?
crazy talent, like questionable decision making, like questionable play, but it's just there's so much talent on the court and so many just crazy. It baffles me watching these teams. I mean, Ja and Ant-Man are like two of the most exciting players, in the league today. So to see them kind of both flex in some ways what they can do has been awesome. Jaren Jackson Jr., Karl Anthony Towns. And I get that the refs haven't been doing any favors. Like, they need to swallow their whistle at some point. But these guys, like Jaren Jackson Jr., can't stay on the court. Like I don't want to hear any of this like all defense stuff about him. It's like, don't foul out of every game, maybe. like maybe you defending at like 85% capacity where you're not a foul magnet is more valuable than contesting everything like a psycho and getting into foul trouble in the first 10 minutes of every game.
Right.
Because you're just taking yourself out of it. So to me, it's been a really fun series, but also I could not imagine being a fan of either of these teams because it'd be so frustrating too. Because it feels like both teams could have and should have won the series at this point. And I don't know how that's possible, but I don't know. It's just been it's been crazy. I mean, it even goes back to that. I forget, was it game 3 where the Grizzlies came back from multiple 20-point deficits? It's just like, that shouldn't be possible,
right,
in any game ever. I don't understand. Like, this series just
there's not
breaks
enough
my
time
brain.
in a game. There's not enough time in the game.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm pumped for tonight's game. I'm very much excited for this. I don't know. This will be, because it's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this game is going to be.
What protesters are ready to get tonight?
Oh my God, yeah. What the fuck is the deal in Minnesota? Why do these idiots keep doing this? You see that last one? She got like body slammed on her
she got
head. I
truck
was like,
stick,
good, dude.
Yeah, that motherfucker security guard was on her.
He was just staring at her the whole time. I was like, good, knock her ass out, dude. Enough of this shit. People chaining themselves and stuff.
Crazy motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be bananas, but it'll be a good time. I mean, I'm glad that this game kind of gets to be in the spotlight tonight with no other games. I think that's gonna be really cool. I don't know. How do you feel about this series?
I feel kind of the same way as you. It's nice though that it feels kind of like a coming out party for some players.
True.
Which is always fun in playoffs. Like, it's cool to see like Jared Vanderbilt on a stage,
sure.
or like Jaren Jackson, or different guys. Desmond Bane's been getting enough shine all season, but it's just cool to see like two small markets who don't have a reputation of being in the playoffs all the time. Obviously, the Grizzlies are on the rise, and the expectations are fairly high for the Timberwolves this year. But like, it's just cool to see it actually happen. It's not like they didn't flame out and miss the playoffs. It's like, oh, we actually have two young teams that are on their way up, and they're playing well, and they're having an entertaining series, and they're kind of I don't know, they're just kind of set. They're moving up into the hierarchy of the Western Conference as we see teams like the Spurs kind of move down a little bit, like the Jazz are moving down. It's like we're having kind of the next era of.
That's a good point. I feel like
teams.
It's usually the old team versus the young team. It's usually not these two kind of. I don't know.
Teams, yeah. I will say there was the end of game 5. It was a really funny sequence of events for me. Was obviously Ja did what Ja does. He's just astounding with like his ability and skill and decision making and clutchness. But the Timberwolves had 3 consecutive possessions, if I remember correctly down the stretch where it was like the last minute and a half of the game. The first one, Karl Anthony Towns turned it over, which is like, I expect that out of him. Sorry, motherfucker. I'm so tired of him. Like I'm the greatest shooting big man ever. It's like, motherfucker, shut up.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. Cat's moved in like bottom 10 for me. I can't even look at him. He's like, I just can't stand him, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for all the people he's lost. I really am. Not to be callous about that, but like strictly who he is on the basketball court and how he plays, I just fucking can't stand him, dude.
And I was like a Cat defender for a while, like the Cat JoJo stuff, all that blah blah. But like, I feel the same way. I'm just like, get this corny motherfucker.
He's just a cornball, dude. And like he's soft and corny. And it's like, I don't have any interest in him, dude. But it was
it's like how soft he is, and then when he comes out and tries to act overly tough, it just doesn't feel genuine to me.
Yeah.
Can I run and pull my food inside real quick? Sorry to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cat, dude, what a bitch. But no, I mean, like, I don't know. How do you see the rest of the series playing out at this point?
I think the Grizzlies will win tonight. But I want to get back to what I was saying about Game 5, though. So Cat turned it over. Right. I think Grizzlies come down and score. I have to look at the play-by-play. Timberwolves come down the next time. D'Angelo Russell throws like this off-balance shot off the backboard, like runner going to the side of the key. Just ugly as sin. Absolutely no chance of going in.
For the course.
Yeah. Then they come down the next time. They're down by 3, and then that's when Anthony Edwards hits that corner 3. And it's like, oh, this is exactly what we thought was here. Yeah, it's like, no, Cat's a fugazi who's never been like a big moment guy. D'Angelo Russell is just limited. It's just not that. He's not what his – not saying he's a bad player, but he's not like Brooklyn D'Angelo Russell. He's not
like a second overall pick. He's
he's not D'Angelo
when he shows
Russell
up, it's cool, but he's not like you shouldn't bank on him in any
and
way.
It's like, no, Anthony Edwards is the alpha. He's been the alpha since the second he was drafted there. And I need to again swallow my words on him because he was a guy I was like, I didn't think he was going to be bad, but I was just like, I don't really like that he doesn't like basketball, or at least it seemed as if he didn't like basketball.
Yeah, some of that reporting when he was coming out.
I fell for that reporting because he clearly cares and he clearly has a big dick.
The biggest, dude.
And so
A1 since
awesome.
Day one.
He's awesome. And I have so much appreciation and respect for him because it's like
he's a treat, dude. We're lucky.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
So Cat's letting him down, D'Angelo's letting him down. Oh, go figure. Anthony, his first playoff, he's hitting big shots. And like obviously Ja hit that crazy left-handed finger roll to end the game, but it's like I don't know. Anthony Edwards, his demeanor, you just know he's fearless. How he talks about himself, how he talks his confidence, you just know he's fearless. And I mean,
and like that's the difference between him and Cat is like Cat, it's like he flips a switch. Anthony Edwards is the same person off the court, on the court at all times, 24/7. That like blind self-confidence is like, I don't know. It pays dividends on the court.
And then. Another thing about Cat was like, was it after Game 4? Was it Game 3 where he shot like 4 times?
Yeah.
And he got asked in the post-game press conference, to talk about how he only had 4 shots. He said, "Next question." It's like, motherfucker, you want to sit here and say I'm the greatest shooting big man ever and like put yourself over? It's like answer the goddamn question.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't earned the right to pass on questions. You're not KD. You're not LeBron. You're not
seriously.
Giannis.
Even those guys don't even earn they don't earn the pass on that. Why the fuck do you?
You've never won a playoff series, so sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Cat he's something else, dude. I pray he gets his comeuppance every night. I've flip flopped on him pretty hard because I was his defender for a while, and I was like, what am I doing? I got to get my life right.
Get your life right.
Yeah. Dang, I'm super hyped for this game. I hope part of me just wants the Grizzlies to close it out, but it's like it'd be cool to have a Game 7.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's been too long, dude.
Yeah. So I'm all for that. Do you want to do anything in projecting kind of the next round, or do we just
But before we go there, though, I think since we haven't talked about the Eastern Conference since that was kind of the last that was the last time we recorded. It was about the Eastern Conference. Something has happened in the Eastern Conference. I think we should just mention that the Sixers Raptors. So
baby.
Jojo.
James Harden, baby.
Joe L. Embiid. Shit,
I do. Nerd. I'm doubling down on my James Harden fandom. It was looking dicey there for a moment. I just want to say 2 brief things.
How are you doubling down? It's like What did he do
can't
last
explain
night
it.
that was so special?
It's not what he's doing. It's the discourse around him. I just want to say, yeah, the guy has fucking miles on him because not many players have been asked to go out there for like 7 seasons in a row and be like, hey, you have to play 75 plus games. You have to play 40 minutes. You have to get 35 points, and every offensive possession relies solely on you. So yeah, sorry if the guy is a little bit like he's not out there going for 35 every night, but it's like,
yeah, he's not built for it. He wasn't even doing that in his prime.
Yeah.
Every single time he would choke in the playoffs. Every time.
That's fair.
Even in his
That's
prime.
fair. That's fair. All I'm saying is like the guy is spent for a reason, and it's because like look at his body of work.
He doesn't take it
No,
seriously.
look at his body of work. He was the Iron Man of the league when it comes to like those elite level stars. When everybody else is resting and missing games for this and that, he was out there getting it every night, 30 points.
Well, let me ask
minimum.
you this, dude. Let me ask you this. How late do you think James Harden was out at the strip clubs in Toronto?
Probably
the night
too
before
late.
That game. So
And Miami's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah,
Miami's going to be the worst. I mean, we know what happened last time he was there.
Oh, what a bitch.
But the only other thing I wanted to say about Harden, and it's like, I'm not trying to defend him as like, oh, he's one of the best players in the league at this point. Those days are long gone. I understand that. The other thing I wanted to just mention briefly is like, I'm taking him at his word. When he left the Rockets and went to the Nets, I believe one of the things he was quoted as saying is like, I don't want to play that brand of basketball anymore. I don't want to be like, that's not how I like to play basketball. I think all we're seeing is like a guy who has a lot of miles and a guy who is trying to just be more of a distributor, a pure point guard, not trying to get in the lane, not trying to put any more extra miles on his body than he needs to. I think this is just who he is now. He's just but like a pass for. Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
And again, this criticism is valid. He like the Sixers are going to need him to step up, and if he doesn't meet that challenge, if they go out in 5 games against the Heat, pour on the criticism. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just I'll always be a Harden defender, and it's like I like this new version of him personally. I like
the one who tries even less hard. Fuck you,
no,
dude.
Dude, there's like, what do you want him to do? You want him to just go out there and look for his own shot on 80% of possessions? You're going to have the highest usage rate in the league.
Well, I just want him to look like he gives a fuck.
I don't know if he's ever been that guy.
Yeah,
though,
that's why I hate him.
No, he's never going to be fully engaged on defense. He's going to like be kind of lazy and standoffish on
not
offense.
Serious about it.
It'd be really cool if like he wasn't just the initiator where there was actions for him to like, oh, do something off ball, but that's just not who he is, not who he's going to be. It's like, if we get that, cool. But like, I don't know, man. I just feel like the criticisms some of them are there and are valid, but I feel like it's just cranked up in an echo chamber. It's like, he's still going out there getting like 20, 22 and 10. His defense has been bad at times. It's been good at times.
I've never seen such a hollow 20 and 10.
See,
That's a fact.
There was 3 games in this series where he was huge for the Sixers and he played big, and he was one of the main reasons why they won those games. And it's just like nobody talks about that. They only look at like the lowlights, and that's fair. I guess he's earned that reputation, especially when it comes to the playoffs.
Year in and year out.
So I'm not gonna like
series in, series out.
I'm not gonna push back on it too hard, but it's just like I like seeing a new version of James Harden who's not just. Do I wish he'd give more effort and look like he cared a little bit more out there? Sure, but like
he's figured it out, dude. The less he shoots, the less he can choke. So about fucking time, more.
All right, I shouldn't have brought it up. Anywho,
I thought we weren't talking about Harden and Kyrie shitbird.
Fuck you. We just talked about Kyrie like last pod or 2 pods ago.
Yeah, we were talking about how he's sucking, dude.
We're not gonna like equate them anymore. Kyrie's obviously like a better person for basketball, a better hooper. He's more respectable. But I like Harden. I always have, I always will. So, yeah, that's what it is.
I will say I pulled up. It was game 3 that Cat shot 4 times.
Okay.
How are you going to shoot 4? Listen to this, dude. He played 33 minutes, shot 4 times, had 1 assist, 4 turnovers, 5 fouls.
Yeah, bitch made.
Yeah, for real.
That's a real Harden-esque performance right there. I'll even say that. It's like Harden would never even be that bad.
Yeah,
that's rough, dude.
Yeah, no, you're right. Harden would be 3 instead of 3 for 4. Harden would be 3 for 17 with more turnovers.
No, his most iconic stat line is 2 for 11 in the playoffs. That's like his go-to. It's just like, fuck. I feel like he's done
Yeah.
that 3 times in like
8 assists, 6 turnovers. It's
Yeah.
hard, dude.
what are you gonna do?
Not be as dog shit when it matters. That's what
Hey,
you
at
do.
least he's out there playing, dude. Unlike Kyrie, who's afraid to get a fucking vaccine. Fucking idiot. Anywho. Anywho, let's go back to the Eastern Conference. We got what do we got? We got Heat Sixers lined up. How do you think that series is going to go? We can just touch on these briefly.
Sixers. I mean, I don't care if it's smart to pick the Heat.
JoJo.
Yeah, I will always.
Especially how he
JoJo's
looked
side.
in Game 6.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I
looked
wanted
like
to say.
the thumb wasn't slowing him down.
Yeah, one thing I want to say before we finish up on the Sixers
West?
Raptors.
Oh,
no,
gotcha,
just like
gotcha.
the Raptors, they kind of felt like the Pelicans in a way, which is like the gas. Like it was this, they were doing all like, and the Raptors are clearly a step ahead of the Pelicans,
Mhm.
but like with all the injuries and with just like the talent disparity, it just felt like the time was kind of ticking. And like I did think the Raptors. I mean, I picked the Sixers to close out in 6 in our previous video, but like I thought there was a world where the Raptors could have won and like they could have even pushed the Heat. But it's like it felt like the wind is just kind of like running out of their sails. Like they were just running on fumes at this point.
That's a good point. That is exactly what it felt like. Exactly.
Yeah. Like they maximized everything they could to get 6 games out of the Sixers, and they should be proud of what they accomplished.
Seriously.
Anyway, what do you think about the Heat Sixers?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Heat are going to win in like 5 or 6. The thing that scares me is the Sixers' depth. It's just like,
well, Thibault will be able to play the entire series, though.
Yeah, but it just feels like they're a guy short, like a bench scorer short or something. I don't know. It just feels like they're one guy short there, and it's like, I don't know. It's like God forbid one injury happens. It's just like, oh my, their depth would just. I mean, it would be a disaster. Yeah, like that's the thing that scares me, and I feel like that's where the Heat have them is like, the Heat have any number of guys that could just step in. Like we saw with Oladipo, the guy wasn't even in the rotation. And then the last couple of games of the Heat Hawks series, he was like their best on-ball creator. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, they played the long game with that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. So my heart says go with the Sixers, obviously for JoJo, Harden. And even at this point, dude, like I'm going the other way on Doc Rivers. Like,
be careful with what you're about to say.
No, like he's not because there's always that screen grab where they try to list him as one of the 15 greatest coaches ever, which is to me that's like asinine. But it's just like the amount of hate he only gets hate at this point.
Well, don't you think he's earned it?
I mean, I'm sure he's earned a degree of it, but not the amount that he gets. I mean, he's like treated like a laughing stock almost. Like it's just like. The guy was an NBA player. He's been a coach for a long time. Like he's well respected by players and in the association for a reason. It's like at a certain point, I'm going to take those people's opinions of him higher than I'm going to take people in the media who aren't NBA lifers. Like, I don't know. I just think the hate on Doc Rivers has gotten out of control. Obviously, he's not the best.
3-3-1 leads, dude. That's
yeah, he's
crazy.
He's not the greatest coach in the world, which is why I prefaced it by saying that. I think, I don't know, but it's just like he's almost become like a meme at this point. I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like he's a like Hall of Famer. Like, I don't know. It just bothers me.
It's crazy to me that Danny Green plays over 30 minutes a game.
35 minutes. Yeah,
he's averaged 31 minutes a game in this series or in the Raptors series, and he started every game. It's like, when does Danny Green become the player that he truly is at this point, which is
20 minutes a night max.
No, Jared Dudley for the Lakers in 2020. I don't want to see him in uniform. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I mean, we felt that. I mean, he's been washed for years now, but I mean, kudos to him for getting out there, dude. He actually does on the court. He even looks like he should be at the Y.
Yeah.
Like, this is an NBA game. What's this J-Bro doing out there?
I don't understand, dude.
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, I mean, then he's part of the reason why, like, they need a real wing, a real, like, true 3-and-D wing to put out there. Cause like, Danny Green, I don't feel like he does either of those things at a stellar level anymore. And Thibault, I mean, his offense has regressed, if anything.
Dude, Danny Green does one thing at an all-NBA level, dude, shooting baseline threes off the side of the backboard.
And, like, not moving his upper body when he runs. Yeah, I don't know. I got to go with Heat in that series. You want to talk briefly about Celtics Bucks?
Bucks.
Taking the Bucks, huh?
I don't care.
Even
I
though
know,
Middleton's out for the whole.
I don't care, dude. It's like the thing I do with LeBron, dude. It's like you're gonna have to beat LeBron for me to believe that you're gonna beat LeBron.
That's fair.
And Giannis
That's
is
fair.
that level to me. And I know the Celtics are like they look like the strongest team in the playoffs, but it's like it's Giannis, dude. I'm
Dang.
gonna stick with what I was thinking the other day.
Dang. So we're
And
at
I think I'm just trying.
loggerheads right
I think
now.
I'm just trying to speak into existence because I don't want to see a Boston Miami Eastern Conference final.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't want
vomit.
either of those teams to win the title.
Yeah, it's going to be slim pickings if the Bucks and Sixers get knocked out.
Dude, if we look at a Suns Warriors, Boston
Celtics
Miami,
Heat. That might be the. That might be the.
one of the worst. That's one of my least favorite Final Fours.
I would.
remember is like
I mean, I'd rather have Mavs. Well, I mean, it can't be Mavs Warriors, obviously, but like.
Well, no, I'd rather have. Yeah, it can be.
Wait,
Mavs
I thought
are
it
playing
was
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Are
I'm
they
an
not?
idiot. Yeah, I'm an idiot. No, they were the 3.
Are you sure? I thought the Mavs Jazz.
Mavs Suns. Okay,
Yeah, Mavs.
yeah,
will
I'm
be
an
against the
idiot.
Suns. I would rather have the Suns than the Mavs because I'd rather see CP3 get a ring than fucking.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah.
I'd root
This
for the
is
Suns out of that 4. That's pretty fucking crazy because I hate the Suns.
yeah. This is dire straits at this point. Well, no, because the Grizzlies. You'd root for the Grizzlies over anyone, but right?
No, but oh yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the remaining teams, the Grizzlies. Well, no.
Yeah, out of the West.
Yeah, out of the West, the Grizzlies. But then, I mean, that's just
Sorry, my brain is not functioning.
But I mean, in the East, until the Sixers or the Bucks are eliminated, I still want one of those 2 teams to win. I
True.
prefer out of all the teams remaining up for the Sixers.
With Harden, even that's how much you love JoJo.
I love JoJo, dude.
I dig that. That's dope.
Anyway, so you're going with Boston. For all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reasons
I-
everybody's saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
They're
like
too
not
good.
to just be like the hack, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to pick anyone against them. I mean, they literally just swept the Nets. Like
Yeah.
that, it'd be one thing if it was a 6-game series, still a decisive. They swept them. That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
even the worst teams in the playoffs don't get swept.
Right.
So that says something about the Celtics.
Yeah,
Like
Hawks
we
didn't
saw
get swept.
Hawks and Bulls didn't get swept. The
Right.
Nets got swept. That's crazy. Ugh, fuck. I hate the Celtics.
Man.
Well, crap. Yeah, we'll just go into the Western Conference then. The Suns, Mavs.
You go first this time.
I really want the Suns to win. I might pick the Mavs. It's the
Really?
Devin Booker injury. It's Cam Johnson not looking great.
Did you not? The Mavs almost went 7 games with a dog shit Jazz team that ain't even trying anymore.
Yeah, but
Looks
they
like
didn't. They didn't have their best player for a couple of those games.
yeah, that's fair.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just it's crazy how certain I was the Suns were coming out of the West, and then one injury to Devin Booker and the Pelicans totally shook me to my core on them. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably dead wrong about this. It'll probably be like a Suns in 5 type thing, but like, fuck, man. It's just that Devin Booker injury is just scary to me. It's such an unknown quantity at this point to me.
Do you know when game 1 of that series is?
I don't. I'm not sure the schedule on the conference semis. I'd have to look at that.
I'm hoping I can pull it up quick, but
That'll be Monday, May 2nd.
okay. So they got what, 4 days? Yeah. May
Yeah.
2nd.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I think that. I mean, even without Devin Booker, I think the Suns could beat him.
Yeah.
It's Chris Paul, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
He literally single-handedly just beat a good Pelicans team last night. Single-handedly beat him.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the most impressive box scores I've seen in a long time. I mean, like I said, I was watching the Sixers Raptors game, so I didn't.
You're talking about a do or die game where the team is about to be eliminated.
That is
and you're
crazy.
on their home court and you don't miss a shot.
Go 14 for 14. That is one of the most fucked up things. Wow. We
That's
should
how
have
you
led
put a
with that
team away,
more.
dude.
Yeah. That is really one of the most. Oh, that's crazy. Crazy. Well, dang. So you're going Suns. I should probably just go Suns. Feels like a coin flip to me. It feels close either way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm interested to see who these. Yeah, I'll just be interested to see. I'm interested to see how they guard Chris Paul, and then also how the Suns guard Luka. Do you think they put like a bigger body on Luka, like Jay Crowder or something,
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like
or
the
Mikal
Suns
Bridges?
the Suns have a good rotation of guys to throw at him.
Yeah,
You know,
they didn't play Torrey Craig at all in the Pelican series, which is kind of interesting to me,
Mm-mm.
especially with Devin Booker being hurt. I guess Torrey Craig leans more towards like a small four than like a two guard, but it's really interesting to see how they defend the kind of the top level talent on each other's team.
Yeah. What looks they throw at Luka because like I don't know. I mean, as good as Brandon Ingram is, he's not a 35% usage guy like Luka.
Yeah,
He's. I'm not trying to say one's better than the other, but it's just a different. It's a different thing. Luka's back in that Harden Westbrook mold almost in a way.
right.
So I don't know. That'll be a. It sucks because I'm not rooting for a ton of the teams in the West, but it'll make for good basketball at the very least. Which
Yeah, even though I don't want to watch a Maverick series at all.
yeah. I guess if we're both going to pencil in the Grizzlies, what do you think
Golden
of the
State.
Warriors Grizzlies?
I think Golden State will win.
How decisive do you think?
I think it could go like 6 games, but like the Warriors just seem to be clicking on all cylinders and just scary. It's
Yeah,
like
the momentum. It's almost
Yeah.
like Celtics West.
yeah, it feels just like, I don't know, it's starting to feel like old Warriors basketball, which is like they are going to win every series.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Which,
terrifying.
yeah, I hope that's not the case, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I really would want to pick obviously my heart's going to pick the Grizzlies and root for the Grizzlies, but I just don't even. Warriors just looked unbeatable. It stretches, but
Yeah, they do, man.
yeah, when they're humming, it's pretty scary. But I guess games 3, 4, and 5 were a little bit closer against the Nuggets, so who knows?
Underman Nuggets. Yeah, who knows, man? The Grizzlies are good. The Grizzlies are actually really good.
They have, you want to talk. If there was a team that has kind of some of the personnel that could try to stifle a Warriors offense. Try to force those stupid turnovers, try to get easy buckets in transition. It's like Grizzlies do match up decently well. Like some of their strengths kind of play off some of the weaknesses of the Warriors, but just too much offense. I feel like you can't stop them all. You can't plug every hole.
Well, I mean, but I could see just like last year in the playing game, I could see Ja having his way with the Warriors again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like difference between one game and a 7-game series. It's just like, I don't know if you can do that.
I know, but Ja is a lot better than he was last year.
That's true. And a lot of their young players have stepped up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You like Desmond Bane. He's gotten to that level where when I watch him, whenever he shoots, I'm like, fuck, that's going.
Yeah. Cash.
He's like that level of like, it seems like automatic.
He's incredible, man.
He's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. He does everything well. I feel like if you were to look at his rating on 2K, it's like his lowest thing would be like an 80. Just like, oh, fuck.
Right. Nothing over a 90 other
yeah, except for 99 3-point shooting and 99 biceps.
Yeah. Really Bartell, dude.
Seriously.
I feel like Bartell could be Desmond Bane, dude. But that's for another day to discuss that.
Yeah, that's the lost tapes right there.
Yeah.
That's it's like that'll someday we'll have to pay true homage to a legend. But I don't know. I guess that's kind of all I had to say on some of the first round of the playoffs and stuff. I don't know. Sounds like it's going to be a competitive remainder of the playoffs, even if neither of us is too thrilled about some of the teams, but it should be good basketball. So at least we're spoiled there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll. Psych, do you want to do one more trivia? Even though we did a mid episode trivia.
Yeah. Do you want to do a 21 question? I got another player I could get your ass.
Fuck that, dude. That's so hard. I'll try. Fuck, it's hard though.
All right.
Okay. Let me get a piece of paper here. Is he retired?
Yeah.
He's fuck. All-star?
No.
All-star, huh? It's just so hard to narrow down the teams. Is he white?
No.
Did he play the majority of his career in the 90s?
No.
Did he play the majority of his career in the we'll say the 2000s, not counting the teens?
Yeah.
That's 5. Retired, non-all-star, not white. Majority of his career in the early 2000s. Is he known for being in the Eastern Conference?
No.
Hmm. Has he won an NBA title?
No. Call this 21 no's with Bailey and Tanner.
Shit. Is he a guard?
No.
Is he a forward?
Yes.
That's 9.
When we play this game, we should get like 3 hints or 2 hints or something. It's like you can use your hints.
Okay. I'm at 9 questions. I'll ask one more. Is he known for primarily being like on one team? I'll just let you use your judgment on that.
No, I would say no.
It's 10. Can I get a hint?
Yeah, he is undersized for his position.
I mean, Chuck Hayes was a center. I kind of plays forward though. Undersized. Undersized forward, Western Conference, known for not an all-star. Frick. Can I get one more hint?
This is your okay, we're doing 3.
Yeah.
He went to college on the East Coast.
Sucks, dude. Fuck that. Hey, you told me you went to college though. It's not a straight to the pros. Undersized college, East Coast. Okay, question number 11. I literally don't even know how to narrow it down at this point because it's like teams aren't really a thing, you know. Like you can't just be like,
yeah, this is a hard game for basketball players.
Because at this point, I just have to go, did he play for X team? And there's like 15 teams.
But you could go to divisions.
Yeah, but if he's played for multiple teams, it's like, again, we get into that weird gray area.
But you could start doing like, since this is the 2000s, you could ask like, what division was the first team he played for in this division?
Was the team he played the majority of?
Helpful.
Was he drafted by a team in the Southwest Division?
No.
Shit. Pacific Division?
No.
Fucker. Can I get one more hint?
He was a 2nd round pick.
Undersized forward, Northwest Division.
You can do it, dude. Believe it.
Non-all-star, not white, undersized. Was he drafted by the Blazers?
No.
Shit.
Well, you can get there just doing that approach, dude.
Well, yeah. Was he drafted by the T-Wolves?
Yep. You can. I think you can get it if you really search the databanks.
Was he like a so I want to preface this by saying there's the way we would classify players like starter, role player, bench warmer. Can I ask around those parameters?
Yeah.
Is he like known for being like a role player?
Yeah. I think you're gonna get this one, dude.
Undersized.
Undersized forward from the 2000s for the Timberwolves.
Why is this fucking so fucking hard though.
Once you hear it, you'll be like, "Fuck, I should have got that."
Undersized forward role player. East Coast. I'm just blanking so hard right now. Because I'm only thinking of like KG or absolute bench warmers.
Well,
I'm not thinking of anything in the in between.
this player definitely would. If we were looking at the spectrum of starter, role player, bench warmer, he definitely would be kind of more
Role player.
bench warmer, not role player starter.
Okay. Oh, I'm out of hints. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you another hint. He played 10%, roughly 10% of the games he played in his career where he started roughly 10% of the games he played in his career.
Because the other thing I'm thinking is like Joe Smith, but that's not. I mean, he's disqualified.
Well, yeah, and he wasn't a rookie for the T-Wolves.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm just having a hard time thinking of like forwards. Shit.
How many guesses do you have left?
I'm showing that I'm at 15 guesses.
Oh, you got a ton left.
But like I'm blanking. That's the problem. Is like I wouldn't even know how to narrow it down. No, don't.
You could I'm just there's like questions you could ask that would help you out.
Is he known for having like a fade or like a bald?
Yes. Yeah.
That's next level question, right?
Yeah.
Next level asshole question. Yeah. That sucks. That does nothing.
Yeah.
Fuck. Was his play style?
These are the types of questions.
See, I should have done these earlier. Is he a small forward?
No.
Was his play style like? Was he known for being more like? Was he known for being better on one end of the ball than the other?
I don't. Let's not count that question because I don't know that actually.
Did he have range out to like mid-range three?
No, pretty limited range.
Fucker, how can I not get this? This is frustrating. Role player drafted by the T-Wolves. Did he play the majority of his career on the T-Wolves?
Yes. Although that's kind of a loaded question because I'll just give you these hints. He played half his career with the T-Wolves, but his career wasn't that long.
Power forward. Fade. See, there's an... Like... I'm fucked here, dude. I am fucked. Because the one name I want to say is not. He's total end of the bench.
Who?
Duty Abai, and that's not.
No.
He's a small forward.
No, that's a decent guess. So this is a hard game.
I'm at 20, so I have to just snipe him.
Yeah.
Fuck. One more hit.
Wait, you have two more questions.
No, I'm at 20. That was number 20. Duty Abai.
Oh. His number, I know you're not a number
I'm bad
guy.
with numbers.
It might help. His number was in the single digits though. Like when he played for Minnesota and the next team.
Career.
No, here's a better hint. He played in the Big Three league, I think.
T-Wolves. I'm fucked, man.
Yeah, he played in the Big Three league.
I'm gonna just have to give up, dude.
Let me try and give you a different hint.
No, I mean the Big Three, like that's as good of a hint as anybody's.
No, I can give you better.
Don't just give it away though.
I won't. He played the majority of his career with the T-Wolves. He played the second most seasons. He played 3 seasons for the T-Wolves, 2 seasons for the Clippers.
Dang, that's it, huh?
And he's an undersized power forward who doesn't shoot.
This is fucking
you can
suck,
do this, dude.
T-Wolves to Clippers. 5
Rookie for the
seasons.
T-Wolves. undersized
5
power forward who
seasons?
can't shoot. Went to college on the East Coast.
I should have asked if he played. Has he ever averaged more than 10 points per game in a season?
One time he averaged 10.1.
Bitch!
He's a role player. This has been
I
established.
know.
Role player trending towards bench warmer.
Technically, that's 21.
He only played more than 20 minutes per game one season.
I'm gonna be so mad when I hear this shit too.
Yeah.
Wolves to Clippers, 5 seasons.
Let me give you what this one might give away. I want you to get it.
I'm gonna say
Go ahead.
one thing though. If we continue this game, that we should put a minimum amount of seasons played
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
as the baseline, and maybe that number is 5.
But yeah, I
this
agree with
could
that.
get
But I
hard.
think, yeah, I agree. But I think when you hear this one, you'll be like, "Oh, that's a fair one to ask."
Yeah, I'm sure. I wouldn't think you'd
my-
ask some super obscure thing.
My last hint is he's a brick-handed motherfucker. You'll
I
probably get-
hate myself.
who?
It's Craig Smith.
Yes,
I
dude.
hate myself. I totally forgot about him.
So hot that brick-handed motherfucker gave it away.
I hate myself right now.
You got dude.
Fuck.
AK.
Sneezy. What was he like 6'7"?
Yep, 6'7", 250.
Fucker.
College at Boston.
Beefcake.
Yeah. went to school-
Yeah, BC.
yeah,
I
went
didn't
to
know the
school at Boston
number.
College. Yeah, number
did know
5 for most of his
BC.
career.
Fucker, man.
But undersized
that's
power
tough.
forward, played close to the basket. Career role player, played 6 seasons.
Dang.
Yeah,
Dang.
see Smeezy.
God dang it. That's a good one, dude. That's a nice little deep cut there. I think I had a decent rookie card of him. I'd have to
He's
look
a
through
legend, man.
the stacks. All right, bitch.
Got it, dude. Brick-handed is the greatest clue ever. That's a question
Seriously.
to ask you. Is he a brick-handed motherfucker? Yes or no?
Seriously. Okay, since you get to have all the fun, now I get to have mine, dude. Oh, these ones are all easy. Keep in mind these questions were asked in 1993. Who has played the most minutes in NBA All-Star Game history? 1993.
Kareem?
Yep. What 2 teams
I
played
wonder
in
if
the
that's still the truth. Nah, it's probably LeBron.
Yeah, probably. What 2 teams played in the 64-65 NBA Finals? Good fucking luck.
Celtics and
When in doubt?
yeah, when in doubt.
Well, no, 60 Celtics. I mean, that's got to be the team in the East. It really has to.
Celtics and oh man, I don't even know what the other conferences teams would be. Warriors? Were they Philadelphia at that point?
Lakers.
I should have just guessed Celtics Lakers, dude. God.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost 1 5-game series. Was that the year Jerry West hit the
Full quarter or whatever?
Yeah, did he get the I don't know. That might have been the one where he got the finals MVP.
Sneezy.
Who holds the record? Who holds the Celtics record for 28 assists in one game?
Koozie?
Yeah. These ones are easy as shit.
Yeah, wait, here just for our own knowledge. There was only 6 teams in 60. Oh no, that's playoff standings. I want
The
hold
regular.
on.
The regular.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I was like, well, that can't be right. Jesus Christ, basketball reference. Figure you. Oh my god, dude. I'm not the
No, there was.
freak out.
I mean, there was only 9 teams. In
Yeah.
the,
So the Western was the Lakers, the Hawks, the Bullets. The Warriors were in
Warriors.
San Francisco. So okay, but they were the worst team in the league. So good fucking work, Tanner. 17 wins.
Dope. Al Addles, Wilt Chamberlain, just the goats.
Chamberlain.
Nate Thurman.
Jesus, what the fuck?
Wait, was that the year? What the shit? Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Thurman, 1 year of experience. Wilt Chamberlain, 5 years. Al Addles, 4.
See, Wilt only played 38 games.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I wonder. Huh.
All right. Anyway, next question. Question.
I got one question, mate. Tell me who Nick. Who's not among Denver's top 3 all-time blocked shots leaders? And I'll give you because this one you need the multiple choice. Wayne Cooper, Bobby Jones, Alex English, or David David Thompson.
Who's not among the top three?
Yeah. Wayne Cooper, Bobby Jones, Alex English, David Thompson.
I'll say Wayne Cooper just because I'm not familiar with him.
David Thompson. He's been the answer to two of these, right?
If it's Nuggets, answer David Thompson.
Yeah.
All right, let me get a card for your ass, dude.
Dude, fuck, man. Now I get to get butchered again or fucking.
Now, once you do
brutalized out here?
21 questions with me, I'll be embarrassed. I'll embarrass myself. All right. Okay, here we go. What number does David Robinson wear while playing for the Spurs? Yes, this is my category. This is an easy one, dude.
I don't know numbers at all. 50?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
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 True Knights.
All right. What is the NBA team record for the most disqualifications in a single game? I didn't even see the answer. It wasn't focusing very well.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Am I
yeah.
guessing the team? What am I
No, a
guessing?
number. Most disqualifications.
Say like 6.
8.
Dang,
I mean,
wonder
that's
if-
that's a throwaway question.
Yeah, that's like impossible to answer. I don't know how to.
You're doing a good job with your hand behind it. Put your hand behind it. Oh, almost. Back a little bit. Okay, there it is. There it is. In what season did the Knicks win 26 consecutive home games? This is going to be I'm just think about it in eras, dude. Like you got the championship Knicks, you got the late 80s Knicks, the early 90s Knicks.
20s. What season? That's tough though, because there's a few different eras that they could have done it in.
Yeah.
What is it? The mid to late 70s. Then the Bernard King years. Then I'll say 92, 93 or 91, 92.
Close. 88, 89. So
Okay.
that's funny because
Dang.
if we ever pick up Blood in the Garden again,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure we probably
literally
read about
have
that.
to.
That was another impossible question. I get all the easy ones.
Yeah, Bob Cousy.
Yeah, here's another one. What year did the Kansas City Kings move to Sacramento? Hold on. I can't see the answer. This focusing is driving me fucking insane.
Better or worse?
That's good, I think. I think I read it. Got
What
it.
year did the
Kansas City.
this shit? 81.
85, dude. Good work.
Fuck. Why did I pull this fucking card? This thing sucks.
Yeah, guess a bunch of numbers.
Yeah. Most disqualifications in a game. Fuck out of here.
Wait a second.
Huh.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about that. The Kings were once the Rochester Royals and Cincinnati Royals. And that's cool.
What's the question?
We already read. Oh, you have another one of them up?
Oh, did I? Was that all 4?
Yeah, we read 4.
Oh, I was just sitting there like a J, bro.
I was looking up King stuff, so I didn't even see you.
I was like, Tano, help. All right. Well, that does it for the trivia portion. Doubling up on the trivia portion. Shit,
That's
yeah.
right, baby.
Congrats to the Pelicans. Congrats to Zion. Better sign that extension, boy.
Sir.
So, but yeah, we'll I don't know. Hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. I think we're getting back on a more regular schedule. So,
Yes, we will be.
all right, cool beans. All right.
I know you said a great space. You are eligible for an extension this summer. If they offer it, would you be willing to accept it?
Can you repeat the question?
You're eligible for an extension this summer. If they offered you an extension, would you be willing to accept it?
Of course. Of course.
Was
I wouldn't be able to sign it fast enough.
this